food we had last night. I went to the Woods Jupiter.
Who owns that place?
People might have heard of it. Same guy. It's on the cover of that book about Tiger Woods.
Also on the cover of that new video game.
PG.
He's on the he's a PG Tour.
He's injured, right? He was injured.
He was.
He's just been on the cover of a lot of things. Yeah. Tiger Woods.
Tiger, that's right.
Oh, it's Tiger Woods?
Foreplay brought to you by BarstoolSports.com. Presented as always by Chevrolet. I got my laptop here. Huge laptop podcast. Or iPad. Sorry. We're a little loopy. It's been one of those.
It's an iPad.
One of those stretches. We're iPad. Everybody has an iPad.
Yeah.
We do have an iPad.
I was using my iPad just before I came down here. I was watching YouTube.
I was watching Game of Thrones.
You're watching just YouTube, huh? That's it?
I was watching YouTube. I was watching Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. You thought I was watching porn.
Well, it's, yeah. If you do got like a quick session in on your iPad, it just feels like that's more like.
I don't need the iPad for that. I have a vivid imagination.
Yeah, just close your eyes.
Yeah. I know what's going on, you know?
Speaking of imagination, everybody's caught up on Thrones, I believe.
I watched it.
We'll save that. We'll save
20
that.
minutes ago.
We'll save that towards the end.
Okay.
So those people that like to bitch and comment, which we read occasionally, they can turn it off. But we're going to talk about Thrones at the end.
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, season finale. Chevrolet.
Like a rock.
EVs. Okay. Electric vehicles, electric utility vehicles, first utility vehicle, sports utility vehicle of all time, I think 1934 from Chevrolet. They invented that shit. Now they've got EVs. So they're inventing all kinds of good stuff. They're inventing EVs. They have invented EVs that are affordable for everyone. EVs everywhere. EVs for everyone. The Blazer, the Bolt, the Silverado. I see a lot of Silverados, actually.
Silverado's a good one.
It's just, yeah, it's one of the best companies on the planet. There's no denying it. People getting the logo tattooed, the bow tie. The bow tie is iconic. We still don't know where it came from. There's all these different, rumors about where the history of the logo came from. I wish that Chevrolet in one of our reads would just throw in, this is the official history of the Chevrolet.
You know, we could get that probably.
We could also, just make up a history every time. Where do you?
I'm not to think about that.
Okay. I'm just saying. If
I know.
If they're not going to provide us with the history, just make up our own history.
Do you know how long that logo's been around? Like, was that bow tie on the 1934 SUV?
Feels like yes. I feel like that's a logo.
They used to do logos back in the day like that, though?
I think so.
Really?
I don't know if it was like on the grill piece.
Right.
But maybe sticking up top like the Jaguar does it?
Yeah, like right on the little guy.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I don't know that they were.
Yeah, that you posed an
1913
for the logo.
I think they were throwing that logo.
Talking about
on
a
the cars in
109-year-old
1913.
logo?
You bring up an interesting point about logos. Like
Holy
how
cow.
are logos
Thank you.
a
Definitely like a consumerism
20
thing.
right, like
For
a
sure.
20th century
For
thing,
sure,
a 19th
market.
century thing?
For sure, a marketing thing. Like, got to be the 60s Mad Men. Like, let's make sexy logos and color schemes so people buy our products.
I don't know.
Like flags have always been a thing.
Those are like the original logos.
For families and stuff.
Just every
Crests.
Crests are cool. Crests are...
Yeah, the Romans, I feel like they were rolling around with logos.
Really?
Yeah, like a Caesar logo or something.
Yeah.
I guess you know what it would be? Would be currency.
True.
Because they put the emperors on coins.
Right.
Like,
It's
when
pretty.
did
It's like the
brands-
logo is the
yeah.
emperor.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Caligula. It's just
Look at this
on
guy.
the
Are
coin.
you kidding me?
You still have it.
Come
in
on,
your-
you got it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did?
Colin Morikawa was looking at us right
Colin
now. We can't
Morikawa's-
give all the details. You can't give all the details, but he's just looking at us because it's something that we filmed today, and he's making a little comment. People are gonna enjoy the video.
People are gonna
We
like that one.
always talk about things like this, but like he wasn't on the show, so we couldn't be like Colin Morikawa was on the show. He didn't come on at all. He was just in the window, but we saw him.
We might put featuring Colin Morikawa.
No, I don't think we can. I don't think we can.
I promise he was here. Definitely was here.
He walked right by. I thought it was just one of our, hooligan producers pounding
Yeah.
on the wall for no reason.
How did he spot us in here? We're in the smallest room of all time in this hotel. We're still at TaylorMade Media Day, by the way. It's been 2 days.
Isn't this like the walkway to your side of the hotel?
Yeah, I'm in a whole nother.
So am I.
It's
Me too.
insane.
That hooked me up. I'm in the
Takes
normal
me
hotel.
forever to get over there.
You guys were like, you want to do the podcast as soon as possible? I was like, I'm not even to my room yet.
You gotta take 2 elevators.
It's like a Vegas hotel.
Take an
elevator.
elevator. You have to walk down the hallway and take another elevator. That's how far this place is.
Dude, and then I get off, it's one of those, my room's like something 38, and I get off and you can see 01
Yeah.
That's all you can see. And I'm like, oh no.
That
And I go
always
down.
happens to me.
Yeah, I go down and then you got to pick another turn. And then there's another turn.
I'm
Oh my
always
gosh.
the last hotel, and the hotel room, and I'm always the last gate at an airport.
Yep.
To the point where, and everyone agrees with me. So, like, are they just putting everyone at the ends of all these things?
Right. Who are
Who
at
gets
the
number
gates
one?
and in the hotel rooms as soon as you get off an elevator or as soon as you get through
Let
security?
me ask you this. Is that for commerce?
Make you walk through and see
Yeah,
everything.
make you walk through as much as possible. Because I do know that they do the weaving of you pedestrians walking after you land on purpose so that you don't get to the gate or the baggage claim early, because then it leads to people complaining that the baggage was late.
Wow.
Whereas if they just make you walk 15 minutes, then they bake in something that nobody ever complains.
It's like Stu Leonard's is this famous,
Grocery store?
yeah, grocery store. You know Stu Leonard's?
Yeah.
So they
Stu Leonard's.
Stu Leonard's this guy in Connecticut, and I think it was Connecticut, but he just has a bunch of these incredible grocery stores. And they have the best milk, the best dairy, they claim, like best chocolate milk of all time. It's
Glenny
so
Balls
good.
and
Clem loves
they're
Stu
huge
Leonard's.
fans of Stu Leonard's.
Anyway, he the way that he routes his grocery store is like you have to walk the way that they've made you walk. Like it's basically a maze. You can't just like go to when you walk in, you have to go to the left and you have to go through all the sections. And it just makes you pick up more stuff, man. Like you walk through the fruit section, then you walk through the meat section. You're like, I'm going to grab something from all these places.
Yeah, it's like
It's very, very, very smart. And he's got like all these like things that fly down from the ceiling so that the kids can get like all excited about
Cirque
going
du
to the
Soleil?
store.
What's going on?
Yeah, legit like a cow will come down and like do a flip and then jump back into the ceiling. It's
a moo
nuts.
cow?
A bunch of, and the avocados sing a song. It feels like you're in Disney.
Free samples?
Samples all over the place.
Yeah.
I love that.
One
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like
best supermarkets of all time.
Are there ones on Long Island?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
it's
go.
like, it's like Las Vegas. When they make you walk through, you can get lost on the
Exactly.
casino floor. So trying to find a hotel room in Las Vegas is insane.
And that's all by analytics too, of like where do they want people's eyes to go when they walk in? Like, is it the blackjack table? Is it the roulette table? Is it all that stuff? That stuff's strategic.
Oh yeah, there's a whole business in casino
Right next
layout.
it's right next to like there's certain things are right next to the cash out area, certain things are right next to the ATM.
We're just rats in a maze, man.
We're really woke today to like capitalism. We're getting kind of analytical.
I like capitalism.
Yeah,
So do I.
Big fan.
pro.
Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But
competition,
we understand it.
capitalism.
well, in capitalist society, it's great. It's, you kind of you eat what you catch,
Totally.
which is great. So yeah, I'm pro capitalism. If we're coming off like we're exhausted, it's because we are.
We are
We
exhausted.
filmed
It's been
for
a long
about
couple
10 hours
days,
today.
man.
It's been a long
And
24 hours.
We had a night last night. We went to Justin Thomas's house for a couple beers and watched Monday Night Football. Bud Cauley was there, which was funny.
He's
We
like
made a
one of the
little joke
coolest
at the
guys. I
beginning.
mean, they're both one of the coolest guys ever. I really like both those guys. But I had never met Bud. And he was just a very, very, very cool dude.
hell of a pool player. Also, a
Both
hell
of
of a
them.
pool player.
Good
Yeah,
player.
JT's
Riggs
good.
sneaky, very good at pool
Yeah,
too.
JT's
It's my
good.
best. It's my best bar game by far.
But
Me too.
Bud is like a shark.
Trent's pretty good. Trent's
I'm
Midwestern.
horrific.
Yeah.
We had a lot of
You grew
Midwestern.
up
We
doing
played
that?
pool.
Yeah.
I embarrassed myself a couple times in front of Justin Thomas, but it is what it is. I'm just not good. I kind of stated that and declared it going in. I've probably played less than 10 full games of billiards in my life.
Oh,
We're ping pong people.
It reignited a fire in me that I miss playing pool. We had a pool table
2-on-2 billiards.
in.
That's what's
yeah.
Team game is electric.
It's so much strategery because as long as you're all in the same general bucket of skill level, which almost everybody is, even if somebody's better, at the end it's a neutralizing game because the cue ball, the 8 ball, you can't scratch. Most house rules you can't scratch, so it becomes like you block the other guy, you play defense, you wait for them to make a mistake. You get really into your pen. Then as you get drunker and drunker, you're like getting in there. It's like you're reading putts. You're like, all right, what do you like?
Well, I asked them that. I said, "Are you guys really good at this? Because you can read a green like correctly? Because the way that they're able to see the bounces and like what, like there, I don't know what it was about Bud, but like he was able to know exactly what would happen to that ball. He would know exactly what happened to that ball when he tapped it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Rob McNamara, who's Tigers guy, was saying that Bud is just like incredible with his hands. He was always a really good chipper when he's playing, like short game, and he said he's nasty
The
at
biggest thing
pickleball.
I could see it helping with translating from golf to that is touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's very much about touch. Leaving the cue. If you leave that cue ball like 6 inches here versus there, your next shot is a layup or unhittable.
At one point, I was paired up with Justin Thomas, and he was saying, like, just you got to hit this ball, bump it off one of the bumpers and it's going to go that way. Like you just got, that's how you're going to do it because it's not a direct shot. And I was over the ball and he got really close to me and he said, just feel it in your hands. And I hit it and I made it. And we went crazy. We went crazy. I felt like I was...
That was a hell of a shot.
Tiger Woods on the green at the President's Cup in Australia. Me and him, we were just going at it because it was we did embrace.
It was hard not to smile at that moment, no matter who you were rooting for or what side you were on.
It was a good time.
It was a ton of fun. It was a unique experience to like celebrate because I was played with Bud and Bud was really good, so we won a few times. And celebrating in Justin Thomas's face was that was a cool experience.
It's fun. You can tell he doesn't. Those guys don't like to lose at all.
No,
you can sense it.
JT especially.
But yeah, really cool place as you can imagine. He's got such cool memorabilia and autographed jerseys, and it's kind of what you would expect. But when you're in there seeing it, you're like, holy shit. He's obviously just a huge sports fan. He had 5 TVs. I know he's posted that before on his Instagram and stuff of like a football Sunday or Saturday or whatever. And then my favorite, which I'm not going to give all the details about Justin Thomas's house, but the 2 Wanamaker trophies on the mantle when you walk into his home in the living room, and they're up there,
regal,
like, literally like field goal posts.
Yeah, no, it
frames the room for sure. Awesome. You're gonna notice them in that room.
It was awesome, but we had beers there. We had a great time. Watched Monday Night Football. Played 1,000,000 games of pool. Took off, and we had 10 hours of filming stuff today. So it's just been
4 or 5 hours of sleep going into probably our biggest filming day of the year with all the guys that we end up doing stuff with. It's incredible. That turnaround was tough.
I'd also say that it was a smashing success of a day.
Huge.
Won't go into the details of it. Obviously, you guys will see the videos as they come out, but it was a good day.
I feel like we got through it on, caffeine and adrenaline, and now it's starting to really
did more funny stuff today than we've ever done at the TaylorMade Media Days, I would say. Like every time that, and I think it's because it's our 3rd time here, and I want to be able to give away all the information, but we just can't. Like we have to hold on to a lot of this stuff because of product and all this stuff. But I mean, we always like just play these guys in matches, and then this time there was so much more added to it. It was so fun, and the guys
got a little wacky.
We got wacky. We got a little YouTube-y, which like I like to toe the line of it. I was talking about this on our stream the other day when we were playing PGA Tour 2K23. Like people were asking us a bunch of questions. It was like 2:00 in the morning on a Friday, and I was just answering all these people's questions about just foreplay and the behind the scenes. Everyone's like, "How come you guys don't just do more wacky stuff? Like dive into that." And I always said like that's just who we are. We're just gonna keep it in our lane and do our thing. We post 2-hour videos, and if you want to watch them, you watch them. That is what it is. That's like what we do, and it's worked to this point. But it was funny that this scenario actually put us in a place where we had to do short form, wacky, funny, hard hitting, make people laugh, and then like get professional golfers in situations that you'd never see before, which came out very like Mr. Beastie / like it was very weird and different, not foreplay-y, I would say, but also like us because it's us.
How do you feel about it after doing it? Like, do you feel like it was
I liked
cool?
it. It's definitely not like I can't. It's not sustainable for me. Like I don't like
not
doing
what we do on a day-to-day basis because
Right.
we film a lot of stuff, especially for summer. Like we're getting into kind of our slower part where our editors, producers can catch up on stuff. But it was almost dictated a little bit by TaylorMade and how TaylorMade functions, and like they're very into preparation and planning, and they need to pitch things to agents and to players. And so we actually have to have ideas, like concrete ideas, which we, when we go to tournaments and we run into players, we don't really have much of a plan. People like just kind of, we're pretty average people that like golf that are among these amazing people, and whatever happens with us, they like it. And when you're filming videos like this, we definitely do some of that where we keep it pretty simple, where we just play a match or we do a one club. But we got a little bit wackier this time, which I think paid off. I think the videos are going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to be different. They're really going to stand out. They're going to be really funny. And the players were into it.
There's stuff that I would like, I'd stop. Like if I'm scrolling Twitter and I saw that some of these huge names were put in these situations, I'd be like, I have to watch that. European Tour has been really good at that, where you like have to watch these guys, see a different personality. And I think that we definitely nailed it today when it comes to like, no one's ever seen some of the guys do some of these things. Like it's just funny.
And it's cool because I think this being your 3rd one, my first one obviously, but like the guys are comfortable around you guys now. Right. And I think, bringing me in, I'm like, they've seen me a lot. So it's like another sort of layer of comfort. It just feels like the guys were all bought in today. There was very little shying away from things. They understood what we needed to do, and they had fun with it.
During these shoots, I like to keep an eye on the audio guy. because he's a good. They're always a good judge of what's funny.
Was he crying?
When we were doing some of the stuff today, the audio guy was laughing a lot.
He really was.
So were the TaylorMade reps. Like the people who aren't intimately involved in the video or the making of it, or
Don't know the background.
don't know any of it. That's a perfect person to watch and be like, do they think this is funny? Because that's ultimately the type of person who's going to be watching the video. And yeah, the audio guy today was dying. And I was like, that felt like a success.
Guy's not cracking a smile. Trent's like, cut it, cut.
No, it's not that,
Rap.
but it's obviously when you notice it and you see the guy laughing, you're like, all right.
And we were doing things trying to make people laugh today.
For
so
sure.
like, that was a very big indicator, like, are people laughing around us? And then I think we did get that instant reaction. As opposed to, if a guy's laughing while we're just playing an 18 hole round of golf, either he just like doesn't like golf or doesn't like our style or whatever, of course he's not going to be laughing the whole entire 5 hours.
Or Frankie said something horrific.
Right. And he's not laughing anymore.
No, that's the most they do.
That's
laugh.
a nervous laugh.
Yeah, they're like, boy, we're really dealing
It's like
with
what happened
here.
when we had that nice couple out in
Was that Bandon?
in Bandon. It was a couple. There was a man and a woman, young couple that was
Heterosexual couple.
couple that was out in Bandon, and they own a company, like a small freelance audio company, and so they got assigned to us. I don't know how we found them, but they were great people. And then I forgot that the day that the nice young lady was on the headphones, and she could hear every single thing we were saying, and I would just like under my breath just be like, "Oh, I had hit a good shot," and I'd be like, "I'm gonna come." And then I'd be
Did
like,
she comment on this?
oh, she just like would like be like, oh, like look away, be like, oh, is this kid kidding me? And I'd just be like, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
It's all on video. Like I think
do
we
it
ended
3
up,
minutes later.
I think we ended up keeping it in the video because she was just such a good sport about it. Because I just completely forgot every single time because I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. We're
also
on a microphone on us for 5 hours.
There's a funny phenomena where audio people in general, maybe it's just us, but they're a little odd.
They're weird.
They're just a little weird. They're a little odd. They're different, whether it's creative, artistic.
Alex Bush is
and
just
every time
nodding.
that we're in a position where we all know that we're all experiencing this weirdness together, we can never talk about it because we're mic'd up.
I know.
I know.
We can never talk about it.
Today, at one point, I
you can
talked
never
about
tap
the-
Danny and be like, this guy's fucking weird.
No, I
Because
can't.
you're in his ear.
Dude, I did
I
that
had
once
to
at Big
slap you.
Cedar, and you were like, "Stop."
He literally's like,
He's got. Oh, there he is.
makes-
He's got. Yeah. He's just listening to every single word you say.
Really
Today,
loud
at
and
one
clear.
point, I said something about him, but I noticed that his headphones weren't
Right.
on.
You'll
I was like, that guy's moving slow today, and you're like, okay, he didn't have his headphones.
oh god.
Sometimes because Riggs, you're right. You can't say it because they have their headphones in. Sometimes Frankie will say to me, he'll say, I can't say what I want to say right now, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'll just be like, yeah, because audio guys are overall in general, and I don't want to, stereotype audio guys, but they're a weirder breed.
Something about just your job being audio just turns people strange. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just listening to everyone speak all the time and just like not having a microphone. There's like that weird,
Voyeur
there's,
thing
yeah,
going
it's a
on.
weird, like you're always watching.
The best
listening.
is when you get a guy who's
You
not a
are
golf guy,
always
which is completely understandable. That's like not a common
The overlap there.
audio. Yeah, it's not a common thing, and they just won't understand, like, right before somebody's going to hit a shot, nobody move. Everybody's pretty much frozen. There was one guy we had, I forget what shoot it was. He was like Barry Sanders whenever.
Shuffling.
He would just shuffle around. And it was, I get a real kick out of it. It's probably annoying, especially when we play with these professional golfers and when they're like, what's this audio guy doing? But I love it. They're just completely unaware of what's going on and they're just running around.
Dude,
it's interesting.
Sometimes too, it might have been the Avalanche Scramble, which is coming out there tonight. If you're watching
Wow.
this, but it might have been the Avalanche Scramble when the one guy, like every time somebody would have a little bit of a mic issue and he'd be trying to help you, and he would choose the second that somebody was about to pull the putter back, be like, you hear that now? And you're like, oh no.
Then we'd be like, hey, can you just wait till that? He's like, he's got a mic issue, so we're just going to fix this now. We're going to resolve this on the green.
We love all audio people. We're just giving a peek into.
They are.
Also,
awesome.
working with
Well-
freelancers is so difficult because we don't actually care about a lot of the stuff. Like today,
Right.
my guy kept coming up to me because a little part of the fuzz
Yeah.
in the microphone was showing through my shirt. At one point, I looked at him like, I don't want to give away too much,
I know,
but
I
like
know
the
what you're
stuff
gonna
that
say.
was happening to us, the fact that was the thing, he would literally go through some stuff that was like on me, around me, and he'd be like, I got to fix this fuzz. And I'd look at him like, are you an insane person?
Look at me.
They're trying
Look
to
at
be
me right
professional, and what we almost at the top of these videos got to be like, we are not a professional operation. If the cord is hanging out the side,
that's cool.
I'm good with that.
Give me
fine.
2 cords hanging out the side.
Right. It's totally fine.
Yeah, we did also though. We got the sort of YouTube-y funny content, but we also there was some really
golf
good golfers
play
hitting
today.
some really good shots.
Oh my God,
So you'll get that
Some
too.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
To bring it full circle, we love Chevy. So thank you, Chevy. I don't know.
We really do.
Wrap that up. Send him this. You're gonna send him this ad read, Alex?
We gave you a 24-minute ad.
That was a throwback. That was a shout out to mixtape.
Yeah, it was.
Their
You know
commercial.
what I think happened was Colin Morikawa came by while we were doing that, and it threw us off.
Totally.
True. Yeah. But we
should
love
be talking
Chevy.
about Chevrolet the whole show. They're the best.
We should. They got EVs for everyone. So do yourself a favor. Go to their website. I've done it many times. I do it on a plane when I got Wi-Fi and I'm just bored. I go to Chevrolet's website and I just look at their EVs. They got a bunch of different options. They got a million different colors. They got now pretty much everything you can imagine in EVs. They're cool. They're electric. They're good for the environment. They're going to be good for you. So go check out the EVs. Chevy EVs for everyone everywhere. I got to shout out Florida. It's been nice here.
Wow.
You're an anti-Florida
big of
guy.
you to say.
That's big of you.
What people say a lot is, where in Florida have you been or where are you going? Whenever I say Jupiter, they're like, well, that's a bubble, basically. Jupiter's kind of it's just kind of it's a fantasy land and it's a little bit of like what Scottsdale is. It's like a bubble of this
golf and wealth.
area. Yeah, wealth, golf, like this restaurant, this little like plaza that we're staying in with the restaurants and walking and the whole deal. I think this area is extremely just like nice, basically. It's like a nice bubble, but I do like this area. The food we had last night, I went to the Woods Jupiter.
Who owns that place?
People might have heard of it. Same guy. It's on the cover of that book about Tiger Woods.
Also on the cover of that new video game.
PG.
He's a PGA Tour.
He's injured, right? He was injured.
He was.
He's just been on the cover of a lot of things. Tiger Woods.
Hi, that's right.
Oh, it's Tiger Woods.
I got some short rib tacos last night.
How were they?
They were fucking awesome.
All
Tiger's
the
probably had
waiters
those a
and
lot of
servers
times.
are wearing Nike Tiger Woods logo stuff, quarter zips and stuff. That place was really cool.
I got a
Enjoyed that.
16-ounce ribeye that was really good.
I didn't go with you guys. Any like pictures on the wall of Tiger? Any like memorabilia?
it's like kind of
It's not like
upscale sports steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to
It
describe it.
wasn't what I expected.
TVs on the wall, but it's also classy looking.
I thought it was
Really
going to
good
be more
food.
sports bar-y. And it was
I thought
more
it'd be the
steakhousey.
opposite. I
Me
thought it'd
too.
be steakhousey. I thought the combo was great.
Yeah,
Me too.
We were pretty deep in the dining area, and there was a TV show Monday Night Football right by us, and I thought that was great.
We heard
great.
rumblings that TW was actually gonna be there that night, but something like came up where like he just couldn't make it to the restaurant. That
Felt
would've
like
been
we were
insane.
all around him. Like
We were.
saying, everybody was dressed like him. It's at his place. You could sense that he had been there.
We saw a lot of his
presence.
team was there.
His whole crew was
Robbie
there.
Mack
It's
was there,
TaylorMade, so
guys.
obviously he's connected to that. So it was like he was all around you. We just didn't quite get to
I know.
put our arms around him.
We
Trevor
Next
Life.
time. Next
what was
time.
I gonna say? Oh, about Florida. Like, yeah, I get like not wanting to live down here, and I get like the people are weird, and like middle Florida, like the middle of the island is pretty fucking weird. It's not an island, right?
Nope.
Like a peninsula.
Peninsula.
Connected to the
People
rest.
living in Orlando is one of the weirdest
But
things
even
in
like
life.
not even Orlando, because I
mean,
love Disney, but like there's parts
So
of
do I, but I mean,
Florida. Like when I drove
like
to
I live there,
Tampa,
a fake
I drove from Tampa to
land.
West Palm Beach with Dave once, and we drove just right across fucking Florida.
There's a lot
And
of
that was a
nothing.
bad
Swamp
drive.
land, yeah.
That was a bad drive. It felt like you were driving in the middle of America, legit in the middle of the country.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's my point. Is if you're going to
There's
live in
nothing
Florida,
there.
if you're going to live in Florida, you got to be near the beach. That's
Right,
why
so
that's
my
why I think
point to
Orlando
that was
people are
like-
goofballs.
Like, there's no way you don't like Florida. Like, how do you like not like the ocean, palm trees, and like beautiful restaurants? And
There's
like,
parts of Florida I like, but
warm
it's
weather.
overall my least favorite state.
See, that's crazy to me. There's got to be other states that are way worse than Florida.
I don't know. It's
You've
just
been to, like,
humid,
just the,
hot,
like
flat.
the fact
I
that
don't
this
like it.
has this is like one of the more beautiful places on earth.
Have you been to like Mississippi and?
I've been to Mississippi.
Yeah.
What about
Like that
South
over.
Dakota?
Haven't been there.
I feel like it's beautiful. You get
Listen,
the
I
Black
don't
Hills.
want to put our,
Delaware, like Rhode Island.
Delaware's beautiful.
Delaware's
So
Rhode
is
Island-
Florida.
Rhode Island's really nice.
So is Florida. Like
I'm not
Florida's
saying
beautiful.
there's not beautiful spots, but beauty isn't the pure and only way that I measure states. It's everything. It's the vibe, the feel. The second I get off and you walk through like the baggage claim, even at like Miami Airport, you feel just uncomfortable. It's just hot and everybody's sweaty and everybody like, ugh.
it is most certainly a
You
swamp.
live in the desert.
Huh?
You live in the desert. It's like
It's not like, it's
degrees.
not swampy. It's the exact
hot,
opposite.
though.
It's
It's
dry.
so hot.
Right now, it's like 70 degrees
Yeah,
for
right
the next
now.
7 months.
Right now, in August, they got to like cool their pools down.
Feels better there than it does here in August.
What?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because the shade provides.
When I went to that bachelor party, I
rest.
forget when I went in Arizona, we couldn't step outside. Like when the sun would hit the ground, everyone had to go in the shade. It was like the end of the world.
That's the difference between Arizona and Florida is that when you go in the shade in Arizona, it's cooler,
nice.
and here when
humidity
it's humid,
here is a problem.
there's no escaping it.
I'm not going to do the whole thing because I don't try to bash because I'm not. I'm saying that I just, of all the states that I've been to, I understand there's positive things about it. I started this whole bit talking about the positives of this area, and I'm having a good time. But it's overall the place that I'm the most when I'm there. I'm like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's how you're feeling
Of states, I'm saying per state. I'm reaching my limit pretty soon. Yeah, but again, it's nice. But the weather's been great.
Yeah, just one more day.
People have been nice, but it's once I get back to the airport. Yeah, it's just like you just start.
I
to
just
get,
disagree, but you can have, there's so many states out there I could think of where it's like, I gotta get out of this place. And Florida just doesn't crack my list. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's not for me.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty classic
get
move.
away from
New York. You think you'd retire down here?
New York. Yeah, I guess that is what I've just grown up where everyone goes to Florida as like their winter place,
Right.
their retirement spot. So it always felt like a very easy place to come travel to. You know what I mean?
It's nice to visit. I would say that.
Yeah.
It's like it's there's definitely positives to visiting it for sure.
Yeah.
The beach, all that. I just in terms of once I'm here, I reach my limit quicker than other places. I feel like I'm like, all right, I got to get out of here.
Fair.
And there's that cliche that it's like a lot of bad stories. It's like Florida man does this, Florida man does
Right,
that.
it's got its own like tab on the internet.
It's
on the
its
whole
own
internet.
tab. What's going on?
I
in
wouldn't
Florida?
be able to live here.
Fucking
I wouldn't be
gators
able
are
to live
attacking
here.
people on the water. and
I don't
shit.
like the lizards and all the insects.
Insects are a big one.
Like whenever I've had like an Airbnb in Florida or like whenever we've like rented like a house as opposed to a hotel, like you go into that room and like your bedroom and there's just things in the corners. There's like crickets, there's fucking lizards, there's spiders. Florida to me is just a very, very hard place to live. I wouldn't be able to handle all that stuff.
That's kind of what I think of when I think
like
of
we're meeting
Florida.
in the middle here.
Well, that's just what I think of.
Well,
and
that part, yeah. But I also like wouldn't be able to live in Australia for that same reason. There's like venomous snakes and spiders. And
look, you're telling me I'm walking on the beach as the sun's setting, I'm going to think it's great.
Yeah.
But it's just when you get to the nitty gritty of it, you're being in this place all the time. I couldn't do it. It's not for me. I get that
I
people
could live
like
in a
it.
high rise
Understand the positive.
or like Dave Portnoy's
It's
house.
far away from
He
all
doesn't
the.
have any like lizards.
Yeah, there's no lizards in that house.
There's a comedian. I think it's Louis C.K.'s bit where he's talking about if we are of this earth, why don't we love humidity? Like why are there places that there's like the temperatures like it's just not for us. That's kind of what Florida reminds me of. Like it's too humid, but why don't we love that? Why don't we love the humidity? Why don't we go outside?
We've evolved.
Is that what it is?
No, I think you'd think that we would have evolved.
Right. Why don't we
it.
just go outside and be like, this humidity is amazing.
Yeah. Some people do. I think people love it.
Yeah, true. I guess it's very subjective, obviously.
And you can tell when certain people, like, it'll be, humid and like 92 and you get into certain Uber drivers and they don't even have the AC on. They got like one window down or something.
Right.
And you realize like, oh, they don't mind this at all. They're like, fine. Meanwhile, I'm fucking dying.
True.
I'm as uncomfortable as I could possibly be.
Speaking
It's
of
a little
bad
warm in
weather,
here.
did you see that some people on Twitter were saying that this came across my desk that Mars was the victim of nuclear warfare from past just generations and generations.
There's like evidence of that?
Yeah, there's just like some of like the way that the ground moves and all these things, and then what they found on Mars is
all these things. It feels
element.
like there's a lot in there.
There's this element that they found on Mars,
we
like the
need to
rover thing has found it, and it's like synonymous with like a nuclear like weapon. It's everywhere.
So this kind of goes to our theory of like the Romans, got close. That there was probably civilizations like way before we even know that had a nuclear war. Is that where we're going here?
Yeah,
but no,
totally.
the nuclear war on Mars.
On Mars, and then it just ruined the atmosphere, and then like
I don't
all
know
the
if I'm
water
buying
there has been drained out, and
it's hard to wrap my head around.
their atmosphere got all messed up because now it's just
I do know they had water.
They had
got
water.
all kinds of evidence of flowing water, standing water, all over that place.
What
I
if
think
it was
they
like
found
10
the elements.
billion
Yeah, maybe
years
Mars
ago?
was just Earth back then.
Maybe.
They just the civilizations got right up to the brink and they never got off it.
Okay,
They
but
just
then-
blew each other up.
But then you think, all right, like we're trying to figure out if there was life just right there, and Mars is far. It takes forever to send a rover
takes like
there.
9 months for it to
9
get
months
there,
just to send a satellite there. So that seems like it's right here, and we're talking about it. But I saw a tweet the other day, a video of a guy explaining how big the universe was. Did you see this? It went viral.
I
It was
don't
with
think
the quarter. Basically, he said our planets, from like us to like Pluto, if you made that the size of a quarter and you put it right in the middle of the country, America would basically be
the solar system,
would be the end of like the Milky Way,
which is
our solar system.
Jesus.
Which is our galaxy.
Right.
And we are then in a cluster of endless galaxies, which is then in a cluster of other clusters.
Right,
So
isn't this what that James Webb picture is?
Yes, clusters.
Right.
Think about that. If our couple planets are just a fucking quarter sitting on a road in Iowa, and the whole country is the Milky Way galaxy on scale. Think how many quarters you got to put side by side just to get to the end of the country.
I honestly, I wish that visual did to my brain what it does to yours.
I don't know why people don't talk about it.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. When he says that stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's big.
I found that. I think people I don't know what it is. Like, I try and talk to my family about this, and they don't want to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it. They're, like, scared to talk about it.
No, and I want you to know that
what's actually happening.
I don't mind
We're
talking about it.
It's floating through space. No one wants to talk about it. They're just like, you know what? I got to, like, go to work. And
You know how fast we go through space?
It's insane.
I think it's like almost 70,000 miles an hour.
But think about how big that is.
What does
No
that
one
even
cares
mean?
about that. Why are we not walking around the
Earth?
streets just talking about it? Is it because we
How
can't
fast
do
we're
anything
moving.
about
We're
it?
hurtling through space.
How insane
around
of
the sun.
a complex
we go,
is that?
You know we go around the sun,
I
right?
didn't know they were moving that quick.
Yeah, so the velocity at which we go around the sun, I'm going to look it up.
I think that is...
And it still takes a whole year.
It takes a whole year.
It takes a whole year.
To answer your question, Ricky, I think it is... Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
We live in such a
it is.
I think we live in such a fucked up, no one knows the answer and we can't even comprehend it type of place that we all just ignore it.
Yeah, that's what happens. But what else are you going to do?
But think about how insane that is.
But what else?
We all just live our lives every day and we just ignore the fact that everything around us is so unbelievably outrageous that we don't even think about it.
That's why, like,
we've just ignored it.
We're moving at 67,000 miles an hour.
We just ignore it.
So if we
We're
came
like-
to a stop, we would all, in theory,
roll.
at a speed of 67,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Hey, you'd be in fuck. I mean, think about how bad
You
it is
just
when a
disappear.
car is going 70 and they get in a crash.
Yeah.
Now you're going 67,000
Yeah.
miles an hour. I mean, you're flying.
What were you going to say?
I don't think people ignore it. They're just like, it's just, yeah, like this is the situation that we're in. Like, would you rather be the opposite where, oh, we know why we're here. We have all the answers. We're on this our universe is the only one. It's the only one that's ever existed. And we have every single answer. And now I feel better about it.
I just wish that it was part of conversation a little bit more. I really do. I
Make
just
it
think
your mission.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why there's like scientists and all these discoverers, and that's why they are different than the rest because they've pledged their life to figuring out what's actually happening out there. But I don't think we have enough people.
Do you think that
I don't think enough people are caring?
And in the alternate universe, are you like a astronomist?
Astronomer? No, I just wish that more people talked about it in normal.
What I'll say is
conversation.
that really the only tangible reason you would want people to talk about it more is so that if something comes for us, whether it's natural or not, that we have a chance to like still survive it. And I would say we took a lot of progress recently when we fired that fucking missile at the asteroid.
Interplanetary
huge.
defense.
That was
just makes me
huge.
think
Those
something's about
fuckers
to
took out the
happen, but yeah.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And one of those goddamn
Seems
rocks.
like they're prepping for something, but first the movie came out, Don't Look Up. And then all of a sudden we're firing rockets at
Do
planetary
you think
defense
those two
systems.
people are on the same team, NASA and
I
Hollywood?
just think that it's
Same
kind of
team?
like, hey, we told you that this was coming for the last 15 years. We kind of got you guys ready. And like, we did not spring this upon you. We sent fucking things to knock them down. We like did tests. We literally showed you what would happen in a movie.
But I think we are, like, now we're getting, like, they'll be like, yeah, no, we did the test.
Right.
We're
I'm
trying
saying
to
I
do
think
it.
something's coming. That's what I'm saying. I think these are step 1, 2, 3, and 4 until the end.
Are they going to tell us that something's coming, or they're just going to try and hope that we take a hint?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big question.
That's the movie Armageddon.
But yeah,
You ever
I don't
seen
know.
it?
It's just got me thinking.
Bruce Willis?
No.
You know?
Ben Affleck? Come on.
Oh, no, I still haven't.
Great one.
Yeah.
Did you guys like that movie, Armageddon?
Yeah, it's a great movie. Don't want to close my eyes.
It's been so long since I've seen it. Is Liv Tyler in that?
Worth watching?
Yep.
I'll miss you.
Her daddy sang the song.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Nice.
Basically, the whole deal is an asteroid's coming and it's a global killer. And they find out like 19 days out.
I don't want to know anything else. I'm going to watch
That's it. Well,
it.
you've
never seen Armageddon?
Trailer.
No, I know. I don't watch trailers. I don't
You never seen Armageddon?
You don't
No.
watch trailers?
Wow.
You're anti-trailer?
I'm anti-trailer,
stunning.
especially the 3-minute ones that they post. So you see the whole movie basically. I want to go in with a very, very basic knowledge of what I'm going into, and then because the movies are written so that it makes sense if you don't see the trailer. So I like
I agree with that. If it's a movie I
Anti-trailer.
really want to see, like I would never watch the Harry Potter previews when they were coming out in real time because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't want to see anything. But if it's a adaptation of something I've already seen, and what I'm going to say as an example is like when The Lion King was redone and then like the real life Lion King, I watched the shit out of that trailer because I'm just like, oh, it's a story I already know. It's a movie I've already seen, but like now they're showing you in a different way. If you're not going to get anything spoiled is my point.
That was a bad movie. Did you watch
It was a bad movie, but it was
Bad.
cool to like,
No, I
like,
know.
when that trailer came out, it was like badass.
It was sick. But
The
that movie,
we're like, holy shit, look at Simba.
From Entourage, you don't need a good movie. You just need a good trailer.
it was
Yeah.
like that movie
I'm a
was
trailer-
like
I'm a teaser guy.
They made the lions talk and they just like weren't cute anymore.
No,
It
they
was
weren't.
just like, okay, the lion's talking now.
Before we go off this topic, I want to talk about maps really quick. I tweeted about this guy the other day. He's this geo-guesser guy. Have you seen this guy?
No.
He's going crazy on TikTok, and he has a YouTube page and all these things. Basically,
Maps guy?
there is a fucking app that I play and I do all the time. It's called GeoGuessr. It's like a website. Basically, they just flash you this area on a map. And you can kind of go down the street. It's like you're on Google Maps on Street View. And you have to decide, you have the map on the right, and you have to click on the map of the world where you think that is, where that street is, okay? It's actually pretty cool that you can figure it out based off context clues of like what's
street
the
signs has gotta be a
language,
big one,
street
yeah.
sign, like is there anything recognizable about that area? Now, people are really good at this. They have global competitions on like, cause there's timed versions where it's like, all right, you have 1 second to look at a picture. And these guys fucking do it, man. There's a guy on Twitter and you're going to have to go watch this and I'm going to read you his name. If I can just
Can we
find
have
my
time for
phone.
all this shit?
Bro, this guy flashes us. I think it was 0.1 seconds pops up on the screen. He guesses to the 1,000th foot. He'll just guess in Peru that it's this street. He knows the whole map
Of the Earth.
of the earth.
Yeah, Frankie showed me this in the
What?
airport. I kind of just don't.
I don't
I
believe
just
it.
don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
because
There's
it's
been a lot of cheating going on
just
lately and
watch
stuff.
watch the video.
So-
watch how
all right,
fast
there is
it
a lot.
is.
So a lot of people think that
lot of
this guy
cheating.
fucks with us
Totally.
with these types of videos, but he goes live on YouTube all the time and just does them for. What are you saying? No, Alex. It is real.
No way.
Were you just saying
he
it
showed me
was
the
fake?
video.
It's just he's full of shit.
Watch the flash. Ready? Boom.
Like that, you can't even
Watch the flash.
see
Ready?
that.
Full of shit.
Boom. Boom. You haven't even seen the picture yet. Watch this. Bang.
I actually didn't understand a bit of that. I didn't
Dude, it
understand
went like
a
this.
second of that.
It went like this. It went like this. Bop. And then he's like, "Oh, that's Vienna." It's just like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean, it's fake.
Yeah, it must be fake. But there is a
There's been a lot of
YouTube.
cheating going on. Chess.
Go watch him on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
His name is
Fishing.
Rainbolt.
The fishing
All right,
competition.
his name is Rainbolt, and this guy has 110,000 followers from just doing these videos. He's not all fake. Like he does legitimate videos where he gets them wrong, and like he talks about it. He knows about like the certain cobblestone that's used. Like he'll say, and he does these videos of hints. Like, oh, these street signs are only used in Iowa. And like, I know that because it has a certain white box around it. So when I see that, I know it's Iowa and I know this sky pattern because he's completely memorized this GeoGuessr game. So when he sees a certain sky pattern, he knows a certain street. It's nuts.
Is it?
Oh, so he just memorized the whole map,
Right.
Oh, well, that's
Well, that's how like
a little different. I was thinking
that's
he
what
was.
you do when you learn
he's
something.
memorize
No,
the
but
map of
that's
the Earth?
I'm with Dan on that. Memorizing memorizing the map.
So you're saying is it
pictures
always the same?
is less impressive to me than just knowing actually
so
where
like
that
if
is.
he sees a picture, one of those pictures, he knows that like because the sky is this way, that's what it would look like when they took the pictures for this thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I guess that's part of it, but then also he does a satellite one where it's just from the top and he knows exactly where it is, which is insane. too.
Is there a limited number of these? Like, is there
No.
1,000 that they'll
Yeah,
they'll
see, I don't know the
recycle?
answer to
So
that.
if he could just remember those,
There
like,
might be a limited number, and he may have memorized every single one.
I'd probably know like
that's what I'm
1,000
saying.
words. You know,
Right. He may have memorized every single one. That is true. I didn't think of that.
We're just in a
There
visible
obviously-
location. We got people walking by.
There
giving us
obviously
fuck.
is a
What's up,
limited
signs
number,
and shit.
right? Like, there's
Well,
only a
that's what I
certain
don't know. I don't
amount
know
that
the
they've
game.
queued
Yeah.
into the system.
Yeah.
Even if it's 10,000, he's memorized
He's
them
played it
all.
like as often as Sahith plays chess. He's probably seen every one. He's like, I know all the answers.
I think they said he studied it exclusively for a year.
Yeah. Okay. So he basically did.
And he also
big
has something
memory
wrong
game.
with him. Like obviously he's able to remember all this.
That
Brendan
sounds like
Jones
a
just
loser.
flashed me his tits.
Yeah, this
How does titties look?
get a little distracting.
We saw some.
I just had to.
We
get
all
that off my
flashed.
chest.
We popped the top today a couple times. Do you guys know about the fishing cheater? Did we talk about
Yeah,
that on
that
the show
was
too?
incredible.
Yeah, we were doing the whole
was
cheating
he
thing
was
for a
putting,
while. Hello. Do we know that person?
No, I think they just shook Brendan Jones' hand.
And then waved at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a visible spot.
But this guy's he's been the source of a lot of contention on Twitter. He gets like 200,000 views every single time he puts up a video. Gets thousands and hundreds of thousands of likes, and everyone's fighting in the comments saying, "Is it real or is it not?" So, let me know what you think.
I'm team fake. Just for the record.
The memorization makes me think it might be real, but I'm still not as impressed as I was originally.
Yeah, but then he's a fraud.
No, he's not a fraud. He's just good at memorizing things, which is certainly a skill, but it's not as cool as the skill that is being presented to you.
Correct. Well put.
Thank you.
Stones they'll love. Pricing you'll understand. Stunning loose stones with transparent pricing. We're talking about Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. All meet the same standards, so they have the same transparent pricing. It's as simple as that. Lightbox has changed the game. You get clear-cut pricing, $800 a carat. What you see is what you get. What you get is ready to take to a jewelry for a stunning custom piece like a necklace, pair of earrings, a ring. You guys got any jewelry? You guys rock any jewelry?
No, but this ad read's making me think like I could rock a necklace.
I have a couple bracelets that I wear on when I go out.
Really?
sometimes.
Bracelets?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, that's not surprising to me, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but I could see you rocking a couple bracelets.
I have a couple bracelets.
Yeah.
When I'm going out on the town in the city.
What are you, fucking Vito Corleone?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
Hey, I'm
get a
walking
pinky
here.
ring.
Yeah,
Have people
Paladino.
kiss it walking through the street.
Jeez.
yeah,
I'd love to see those things in action.
Well, we go out in the city, you'll see them.
Wow.
Jewelry just ready, just in time for the holidays. Shop.
Shoot.
It says, hold on. I will say it says shop loose, so I just brought them together.
You also earlier in the podcast, I don't know when this ad read's going in, but you were trying to say either gear or stuff, and you said guff, which I really enjoyed.
Shop loose stones for custom jewelry at lightboxjewelry.com. Get 10% off with code 4play10. Again, lightboxjewelry.com. Code is 4play10, all one word, 4play10. You get 10% off. What else is going on, boys?
Doesn't Dave say that memorization is like the lowest form of
He does say that.
of
Human intellect, yeah.
human intellect?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Memorization?
Yeah, because he's not a good like he doesn't remember people's names, and he can't like memorize stuff like.
Well, it sounds like somebody who can't memorize stuff would say.
Right.
Such a good
Not great at pronunciation of
Pronunciation.
words. Yeah, but in that,
But he is very intellectual, I would say.
for sure, I'm saying I agree with him in that regard. Like memorization, it's like it's impressive to a certain point, but it's not actually knowing.
Yeah, because it's like it's the part of your brain. You memorize stuff for a test. It doesn't go into your long-term memory.
That's right.
You know what we're doing right now is we're setting ourselves up for the trivia. If it doesn't go well, we're going to be like,
Oh,
by the way.
are you down to be our fourth guy? So we have
obviously.
a dozen
That's my
trivia
job.
team. I just want to. I don't know. Some people are anti-trivia.
Some people are weird about trivia.
I'm
pro
anti
trivia.
doing trivia. I'm the hardest fan of trivia. I love watching.
You mean
other
bar
people.
trivia?
I'm pretty decent at
I
trivia.
like bar trivia,
But I don't want. The only thing I don't love about bar trivia is the person yelling on the microphone the whole fucking night.
Yeah,
You just sit there and
it's
go,
their show,
I
and
mean,
you're just there
come
to watch
on,
them. It's
chill
fucking
out.
insane.
Yeah,
It's
trying to
their
have a wing
day,
and-
especially in New York City. It's a bunch of failed actors and actresses that like they
The
finally get the
worst.
mic in their hand, and it's like a whole charade. I hate
See,
it.
I would do silent trivia
Just write
at a
down your
bar.
answer.
At a bar.
I was doing trivia a lot when I was living in New York City. I had a couple of my buddies. We would all go. We'd go to this bar on Wednesday nights and we'd play trivia. And we got pretty good. Like they'd play music and you'd guess the songs. I was pretty good at like the TV and the movies. But when I like to think of myself as a big sports fan, but I also like to think of myself as someone with like early dementia. Like I can't remember a single thing. I don't remember my family's names anymore. It's getting crazy. Like almost to the point where I have to go to the doctor. So when you're asking me about sports moments, like Jeff D. Lowe's The Dozen, the answers that some of these people can fucking remember is actually scary.
It's the college sports ones that
Where
really
it's like,
get me.
where was the? I mean, Jeff D. Lowe knows every location of the Final Four. If you say the 2013 Final Four, he remembers the fucking stadium.
It's not.
He remembers the stadium it was in.
Yeah,
Not only the Final
shocking
Four,
to
but
me.
he remembers every single place it's ever taken
See,
place.
what I can't understand about that is that the stadiums aren't distinguishable enough
At all.
as a spectator to
He remembers the
understand
logos.
how they could be different.
He loves the logos.
See,
like the
that
merch stuff.
I get, because I'm trying to think of, like, I could do not that well with golf courses and majors and stuff, but I can do it decent, really well. But I think those are so much more distinguishable.
Yeah.
They have their own, like, history and look and logo and aesthetic, and, like, it's a fucking golf course. Like,
Yeah.
it's different.
I can remember all the tournaments that I've covered. I can remember like who won, who was in the mix.
that's crazy
like
to
how,
me.
But that's not that. That's only like 60 or 70, and that's because
See, I can't do
I
that.
spent a lot of time
think
like,
about
thinking about it
majors,
and
like-
watching.
I know.
2017, all right,
I have to
Sergio. Like,
think-
I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
I would
he
have
beat
to
Justin
think to
Rose.
come up with who won
Yeah, I
the
would
last
never.
4 major sports championships. I would genuinely, like, maybe not be able to do it.
It's crazy. I mean, you got
Let's
Who
do
won
it.
the NBA one?
All right, let's do it.
Steph Curry.
Who's doing it?
Oh, I thought
Are we all
gonna
doing
Do
it?
it as a team.
Okay.
Golden State.
Yeah,
Okay.
Golden State, that's easy.
All right,
Okay.
football.
Football.
Rams.
Rams. And they
Baseball.
beat the Chiefs?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they beat the Bengals.
Only reason I remember
Fuck.
the Rams.
I said
the only reason
yeah.
I remember the
Bucks-
Rams.
Alex
the
is about
Bucks-
to kill
the
himself.
The only
Bucks
reason I
beat the
remember the
Chiefs.
Rams is because he fell off the fucking. When
That's
he was
Stafford.
celebrating.
Yeah, and then he was like,
All right, baseball.
Hold on. Let me try to see if I can do baseball.
Oh fuck! I don't think I can do baseball.
Dude, I honestly... Was it the Dodgers?
Who won the last World Series?
The Dodgers won, and then remember there was the COVID thing with Justin Turner, but I don't think that was last year. I think it was the year before. I think that was 2020.
Alex Bush, do you know? Don't say it.
Who won the World Series last year?
Astros.
No.
Nope. Don't say it. Just double check, but don't say it. Do you know?
I have
Frankie?
dementia, dude. No, you guys are making me double guess. It's a double thing.
I don't know. I genuinely
Colorado,
don't
by the
know.
way, won the NHL.
Yeah.
I knew that. Just played them. And the video's out tonight.
Oh, that was like
That one we
kinda-
got.
That was a good ad actually. For
Yeah.
that. Who we
Dude.
look like shit right now.
See,
Alex,
that's why I'm
hold on.
bad at this, because
All right, Alex Bush said his initial.
Hold
feeling was
on
wrong.
now. Hold the fuck on now.
look at this.
You're gonna hate yourself.
Hold on now.
What?
I know this answer, obviously.
Do you want to know who they played?
No.
I don't think he knows the answer.
No, Frankie doesn't.
Frankie,
know
what's the answer?
I'm just trying to think
He's
about
saying
it.
he should know it, and he's going to be pissed, but I don't
gonna
think he
answer
has it
this.
at the top of his head right
I
now.
know it.
There
This is the shit I'm bad at, too.
This is the shit also that people are at home listening to this podcast just
Screaming.
Yeah, banging their head against the wall.
just screaming.
See, I forget this shit all the time.
Trying to think of like an iconic moment from last year's World Series, and nothing's coming up.
I can remember every shot Tiger Woods hit in 2000 in the final round at Pebble Beach.
Oh,
Every
I know
shot.
who it is.
Oh,
Fuck.
Who is it?
I'm just an idiot. Big T and the Braves won.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Big T went to
yeah, it
the, Big
was
T went to the
awesome.
fucking like celebration, everything.
Max
Yep.
Fried pitched a game.
Yeah,
Went to my
dude.
my elementary school.
I literally had
Truist
to
Park, I was
had
there.
to
I went
stare
there
at the
last year.
floor for like 5 minutes to think about the Braves.
I don't think I was
It's a
getting
weird
the Braves.
team to
I
win
don't,
the World
I don't
Series,
think
though.
I was getting there.
I don't think I was either. And
I don't
I
think I
will
was getting
say,
the Braves.
Thank God.
The Dodgers won the year before.
Yes.
So
They
what I-
won. No, I think they
No, it
won
was
in the
COVID.
2020 year.
that
yeah.
right there is why,
Tampa. Did Tampa
admittedly, we are not the strongest trivia.
Bro, I
team.
can't remember anything.
Nationals were 18. I
We
think.
got no chance, dude. We couldn't come up with
too many conversations going on at once.
who won. Yeah, we're not a great tribute team. So, you know, with those categories. The other
Bro,
one's like
we're
when we
never going to win trivia because we don't know
I know,
college
there's too
basketball.
many
We
of
don't know
those.
college football. We
Right.
really don't know like TV.
I'm
like-
prepared. I'm gonna go on Wikipedia and do some preparation.
You're just going to go to wikipedia.com.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
just
go.
going to go like sports? Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean? Where are you
I'm
gonna
gonna go
start?
to Wikipedia. I'm gonna go to Final Fours. I'm gonna go. There's a list of all the teams that were in the
No,
Final
but it's not
Four.
always that.
I know.
Dude, he'll be like, all right, name this player based off of his path through his career, and it'll be like Bucks, Raptors, Knicks, Nets, and then these guys are
and it
like
could be any time period.
Justin
give you a
Jefferson,
time
and you're
period.
like, what the fuck?
See, I
They
can't.
know,
Yeah.
like, oh, a guy must have played here, and then he went there, and then he went to this college. And
See, I don't have any of that. I don't know any of that.
We're pretty good at pop culture, TV, movies.
Yeah.
But sports, especially college sports, we're just lacking.
we're the only team in the dozen that just gives up on like 4 categories.
Well, my thing is that I've been so deep in golf for so long that I've been so focused on golf that I just don't have that much mental energy for all the different sports. Whereas if I wasn't so focused on one sport, I think I would be much more like dabbling between all of them.
I was the biggest sports fan in the world until 2013. And up until 2013, I got it. 2014 to 2022, I'm barren. That's when I started at Barstool. That's when I was focusing on work as opposed to like sports every day. So my brain with that time period is mush.
See, I used to know, as a kid, I knew everything about the NHL. I knew every player. I could tell you the top 6 defensemen and probably the top 12 forwards on every team in the NHL when I was probably from like 8 years old until when I was like 16 or something. And then since then, I just genuinely don't. I don't watch that much random sports. I'll watch Sunday Night Football, I'll watch Monday Night Football, but like I'm very rarely sitting around just watching sports. And that's how you miss all of that, like just plugging into your brain.
Video games used to help me with that. I played
time.
every single sports video game growing up, so then you know every single stadium name, every single player, every single coach, every single GM.
True.
You're playing franchise mode. I knew the stats going in because like they would flash, this guy had this many goals the year before. My dad used to be like, how does this 11-year-old know like the right fielder on the Kansas City Royals? And I'd be like, oh, it's just like MLB The Show. I just play every single day. I play 1 million games a night, and you just retain that information. I just think we have so much stuff now. I genuinely think I'm on my phone too much of just looking at nonsense without actually like diving back into like stats.
You don't absorb any of it.
I'm not absorbing any of it. It's just bullshit, man.
But it's right about watching it, because I do watch the MLB playoffs because I enjoy it. And you just learn the players in like 2 games.
Quickly.
You're like, oh, yeah, there's that guy.
You learn
There's
their
Bregman.
tendencies. You learn.
Bregman, he never strikes out. Oh, he makes contact all the time.
Dude,
you learn by like 2 times watching.
You learn by like their third at bat.
Yeah.
You're like pretty in tune with the lineup and like what to expect and how he's going to fight this one off. And like you just learn it. But if you're not watching it ever, you just don't know anyone.
Yeah, because looking through, I've made a conscious effort at times to go through stats and see, who's leading the league in home runs, and it's just not that fun of an activity.
No, and you can't retain it very well. You kind of like, because it's
just a name.
I don't know. You don't attach it to anything. Mm-hmm. It's just a name.
I can't retain any information. I need to learn how to do that. There's got to be some sort of exercises on like how to
brain
start.
games. What are they called? There's a whole app for it.
I think it might be just brain games.
Is it called brain games?
Is that how it helps you retain information going forward?
It's like
gets things going?
your brain is a muscle. You got to work. You got to work it. Like
I haven't worked
muscle.
it in 5-6 years.
Is it true when you drink you kill blood cells, brain cells?
It feels like something they
but
told you
then
to scare you.
I'm sure Warren Buffett like has like a drink every day or something like that. There's always an anomaly to that.
I just wasn't sure if that's true because I'm trying to think if I'm doing none of what you're saying, which is building the brain muscle,
Just housing beers,
and they're only going out every weekend when your whoop shows up on red, then it's like, well, we're at a deficit here.
What's in worse shape, my body or my brain? I think it's my brain.
Yeah, I agree with that,
and that's pathetic. So my body's bad.
Boy, that's
we had a pretty good interaction with the world number 1 today. That was cool.
Yeah,
we did.
Rory Mack.
We had a great time with him. Yeah,
we talked to him for well over 20 minutes.
Just the most normal guy in the world.
It's the second time that he has come up to us. First time was at the country club at the U.S. Open when he drove by when Frankie and I were talking to Eamon Lynch. And he was like, oh, it's the Barstool boys and Eamon Lynch. And we're like, wow, that's pretty interesting. And then today we were sitting, there was like this ballroom at TaylorMade Media Day where you kind of meet before you go out and do all this stuff. We were all just sitting around the table after we had filmed all day. We were all dead. And we're just sitting there. And all of a sudden we hear a guy go, it's the Barstool guys and Danny Rapp.
Right.
And it was Rory McIlroy.
Yep.
Walked right up to our table. We had a crew of like 7 of us sitting there just licking our wounds from the day.
We looked
waters.
ridiculous.
We did.
We looked
all the things we talked
terrible.
about before, how we did a lot of wacky stuff. We were on the other end of that, and we looked insane sitting down, just waiting to go home, shower, just like sleep, just get all this just like stuff out of our head. And then Rory McIlroy walked in as we're like...
And he was walking in ready for a photo shoot, so he looked like a bazillion dollars, and we looked pathetic.
He's also, these days, he's glowing.
He's strong. He got really like ripped, which I think sort of helps.
He's strong.
He's
Number one in the world.
Yeah.
He's just the
Daddy
voice of the PGA Tour. He's
a daddy now.
He is.
Yeah. I said congrats to him. I said congrats. That's quite the accomplishment. He was like, yeah, I've done it before.
He's
He
cool,
literally
man.
said, it's,
I would say we chopped it up with Rory McIlroy.
Chopped it up is for sure.
20 to 30 minutes. Stories, laughing, jokes, catching up. Did some catching up.
Family talk.
Yeah. Travel
What a
talk,
guy.
schedule talk.
Talked about cities that we like and don't like.
I still,
How do you
and
live in Florida?
I'm like this with apparently pretty much every famous person / golfer, but especially Rory McIlroy. And I think I've said it on the show before, where I get like giggly and I get, it's not my greatest trait, but like the guy in the dad in Step Brothers, where the cool son comes over, he's like, you're so impressive. That is all I want to say to Rory McIlroy at all times. He's just, and I've been on this podcast. I've been the biggest Rory guy forever. And so now it's strange to be able to have conversations with him and have him be very normal. And it's just like, it's fucking Rory McIlroy.
One of your go-tos is when you just go, that was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I did that with Tiger. Mm-hmm. I'll do that with everybody.
It's a good line. That was awesome.
I'm the Chris Farley show.
I think he did that with Rory when we saw him at the U.S. Open on the driving range after he just got back from... He just won Canada,
yeah.
And we were like, dude, congratulations. And he's like, that was a good one. You're like, that was awesome.
You can also see in the video of that handshake that he is shaking your hand. You were in front of me, and he is not even close to me, and I got my hand ready to go. I'm just like, here we go. I'm going to shake Rory McIlroy's hand.
Yeah.
And at some point I have to get over this because it's like he was super cool with us today and super chill and just talking about anything and everything, making jokes like Riggs was saying. It's cool to have a guy like him be like, oh, that's the Barstool guys.
It's extremely cool.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I think you're turning out to be right. You were early to the Rory McIlroy train.
I was, but in terms of our relationship with him, I think at a certain point, because it got to a point, at no fault of his, it was all of us being in our own heads, being like, I just don't think he fucks with us. And then it turns out that all of that, thinking about it and being like, what is it? I don't understand. It was nothing. We just hadn't had many interactions with it.
Yeah, the general rule with these guys, what I've come across is that they think about these things just way, way less than we do. So he seemed, there was obviously no bad blood at all. He likes you guys.
None.
Yeah.
Zero.
He's a great guy.
Today was cool. That was cool.
That was cool.
Was that cool for you, Danny?
I don't want to say no but
you can say no.
I mean,
want you to be honest.
Yeah, no, I've spoken with Rory like that, dozens of times.
Yeah, and that's it. So that's a different dynamic that we now have on the podcast because before, and we've talked about this, but like when we meet these guys, I mean, like Scotty, not as much because he's so nice and he's so into Barstool, but there are guys who are still like Rory and Tiger and all these different guys who it's still like, man, this is pretty crazy that this is happening, and I don't know when that's going to go away. But you, at your old job, and you were in a different position where you spent a lot of time with these guys. Exactly. So you just come at it from a different angle, which I think is totally fine.
Like, the days when you guys were walking alongside Tiger at Southern Hills, like that's kind of what I used to do, 16 or 17 times a year during practice rounds was just like walk with guys and talk to them and get to know them. That was a huge part of the job, and I think it's one of the reasons why I did I toot my own horn here, like I did a pretty good job was because I was just like a normal person who I feel like they didn't feel was gawking over them.
Sure.
Not treating them like they're some sort of cyborg and just be a normal guy, and I think they really appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think in certain like rooms that they gravitate towards that, but for us, like I always said, I'll never ever want to turn into the person that doesn't get the jitters and the butterflies when meeting someone. You know what I mean?
But how cool is it that we have both of them?
100%.
We have both sides.
I mean, listen, I got like 6 or 7 or 8 like New York Islanders coming to my wedding, like to this point where it's like I was the guy who's trying on their shoes in the locker room. I'm able to like tone it down, obviously, at this point. Like I'm buddies with these guys, really close buddies with these guys, and I've been able to make that connection. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, like, when we played that fucking Islander scramble, I didn't have, like, butterflies in my stomach the whole day being like, this is the fucking New York Islanders. I go and sit center ice every single game. I try and get the best ticket. I go to game time. I sit down. I watch this team. I spend a lot of money on jerseys and shirts, and I fucking watch the team. We go to Borelli's. We're drinking beers. This is all I care about. And, yeah, I'm friends with them, but I never want to lose that, like, fanboyness. And we get a lot of shit about that. They're like, you're just a fanboy. Act like you've been there before. Who the fuck wants to act like they've been there before? I don't like that. Like, I don't even think you do that. Like, you're still like genuinely like happy with everything.
Effort. It's just people are wired differently. And
totally.
But you got really jacked up when Matty Fitz won the US Open.
Oh, right. Fuck yeah. Well, that's when you're seeing your friends like succeed. That's awesome. Yeah, totally. For sure.
Shopify makes it simple to sell to anyone from anywhere. Whether you're selling warm-ups or wall hangers, it's time to start selling with Shopify and join the platform simplifying commerce for millions of businesses worldwide. That is Shopify. We talked a lot about on the show about commerce.
Entrepreneurship, capitalism.
Capitalism.
All kinds of
Reap what
commerce
you
today.
sow.
Definitely. Shopify is going to help you do that.
Absolutely.
Because with Shopify, you'll customize your online store to your brand, discover new customers, build the relationships that create diehard fans. Shopify fields all the sales channels.
I've been trying to incorporate more absolutely's into my life because remember that time that guy was online and he goes, "You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy." And the guy goes, "Oh, and you are?" And the guy goes, "Absolutely." Yep. That guy was such a dick and I really don't like that guy, but there's a part of that absolutely that sticks with me for a long time. And every time I say it, I just want a little bit of that confidence. And I felt like I nailed it when I said absolutely before, but go on. I love Shopify.
Shopify fields all the sales channels to grow a winning business, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform, even across social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks to 24/7 support and free on-demand business courses, Shopify is on your team every step of the way. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/Fore. That's all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Fore to start selling online today. Shopify.com/Fore.
You know what's interesting about you and the New York Islanders? Like, you're almost more starstruck by the logo than you are
Right.
the people.
The shield.
Right, like Brock, Cal, Anders. Like
When
you
they
know
become
these guys,
the Islanders.
but when they're the Islanders and they're together, and you're like, that's the team I've been rooting for forever. That's
weird.
what you
I know,
are.
it's
Yeah,
like,
you know Clark Kent. You're fine around Clark Kent.
right? Like when you're with, like when we go, like when we went to dinner with Brock in Minnesota, that was totally normal.
Right.
But then when they come together and they're like, we're playing the New York Islanders today in the
know.
scramble, you're like, oh,
was passed
fuck.
out.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I know. Dude, I'm like that even if I see them post game. Like I just watched them in the game. They'll get us tickets to go down in the locker room or whatever, and they're seeing us, and I see them come out of the locker room and Brock's got like a suit on, just his hair's all wet. He just played a fucking NHL game, maybe scored 2 goals and an assist. You're like, holy shit, that's actually number 29 right there. He's not like the Brock that's hitting the full swing in his backyard and asking me to dial in his rangefinder. He's the guy that just fucking had that amazing assist to Matt Barzell that I went crazy and like told the guy behind me to suck my dick for. Like that's the guy that I'm seeing right now. It is different.
Yeah,
It's definitely different. I
It's
agree
Clark
with that.
Kent and Superman.
And
it really is.
yeah,
It's so good.
Well, even when Colin walked by just now, he was in like a t-shirt and jeans,
Yeah.
and I bet you like
I fluttered a little bit.
I fluttered a little bit, but it's different than if he was in like full TaylorMade hat,
Totally.
Yeah.
polo, and like he looked way more approachable.
True, it is funny. Like with Kiz or with a Max Homa, who are like, for me personally, a couple of guys that like I feel closest to, that I've had real like nights out with, dinners, whatever. Whereas like it's funny to think that I will, in moments like I'll, who knows, you grab one of those guys' drinks at the bar and chug it in front of their face and laugh. Yet when they finish a round of golf, like in a major championship or something, and they're in the hat with the logo and the companies on their
100%.
sleeve, and they just finished a round and there's other media around, I feel like I almost don't want to talk to them. I'm like,
It's a man in the arena thing.
Yeah,
dude. These
they're in
guys,
the
they're
arena.
pro athletes. When they
Different
do their
person.
thing, I mean, Justin Thomas is a great example. Like last night, we were hanging out being boys. When we see him at the Masters, he is so incredibly locked in.
Yeah.
That it's just the way they're able to flip that switch. Guys like Max and JT, who we know now is like a totally normal person. When they are in the arena, something clicks inside them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I think
Last
we're
night
going to
was pretty
do
nuts.
Avalanche at noon Thursday. Is that
happening?
fucker ready for that shit?
Yeah.
I think we're
I had a
usually,
kid bush.
Wait, so if you're listening to this in the morning, it's coming out at noon. It's coming
Yeah,
out in a
if you're
couple hours.
listening at night, it
already
already
came out.
came out at
One
noon.
going on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday is just a lot,
That
right?
with the Isles, so.
Okay, so Thursday, all right. Yeah, because Thursday you got Thursday Night Football, you got probably the World Series, you got NBA on, you got NHL on. It's just
There's
crazy.
probably some Barstool content. That's also
Barstool
going on.
content goes out at night. Yeah, no, I think this is a good move. I think the premiere will go out at 12, and if you didn't get a chance to catch the premiere and you're listening to this, you got to go watch it. It's Gabriel Landeskog, it's Cale Makar, arguably one of the best players, if not the best player, depending on who you're talking to in the NHL, Devon Taves, and then JT Compher at just a ridiculous golf course, the Sanctuary in Colorado. I think the course like sells itself. Just how cool the drone shots are probably going to look at that place.
Yeah, it's
Alex
amazing.
said they're sick.
Funky golf course.
Chuck, check that puppy out. That comes out noon today.
And
So go to
subscribe.
YouTube and
Subscribe.
and check it all out. Shout out to our guy Alistair Docherty, who is Rocket Barstool stuff gear. He's got polos.
Oh, I saw that.
Pullovers.
Made it through second stage, right?
Made it through second stage. He's been playing phenomenal golf. I mean, phenomenal. Shooting like low 60s. He's a really, really good player. This last summer, he had been with a different company, and we were kind of talking about hooking him up with apparel and having him rock Barstool stuff. So he does. That's what he rocks.
We have an athlete?
Yeah, we're working on that based a lot on like how he does. He's going to final stage next week, I think it is, or later this week. Final stage Q school, which I think it's like 150-ish people. If you finish top 40, you get obviously different status than if you don't. But if you make it to final, which he already did,
you get some starts.
You have like conditional status.
Yeah.
So it's not guaranteed which ones you're going to get into, but you will based on, who and the top whatever plays and all that bullshit. I don't understand any of that, but what I do understand is that he got in on the number.
Not a kid.
And he had like a 6-footer on the 72nd hole or last hole, however many holes they played, for birdie. And he believed he had to make it to get in, and he misses it. And they have a clip of him walking from like the middle of the green towards like this pond that was framing the green while the other guys were playing, and legitimately looked like he was like crying. And then he finds out over the next hour as he's watching the leaderboard kind of changes that he makes it on the number, and he was like crying in the video.
Second stage, that's where dreams go to die. That's a really nervous time because if you miss it, you're looking at another year of mini tours and Mondays, and that's not fun.
He caddied this last summer or winter at Silverleaf. Literally caddied out there to like try to pay and save up money so that he could try to make it. And then he has this summer where he plays the tournaments. He Mondayed into a Corn Ferry Tour event this last year, finished like top 20 in it.
Or something? Is it just a Scottish name?
Scottish background, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he qualified for that and then finished like top 20 in that Corn Ferry Tour event. So he had some like love this last summer. But like you're saying, it like pretty much all comes down to 3 fucking starts, 3 events. And now he goes to final stage. Getting just 2 final stages is huge because it gives him like, he's going to have some places to play next year, even though not full schedule and all of that. But if he can play well at final stage, he obviously will have pretty much a whole season next year on the Corn Ferry Tour to see what he can do. So
congrats to Alistair.
I played with him like 2 weeks ago in Scottsdale, and he wasn't drinking at all. He's like he was doing sober October and like as focused as he could possibly be, being like, no, I'm playing the best golf of my life. There's no way I don't get through.
What did he shoot?
And then he said I think he shot 600 to get through, and he said it was the worst. Like, he missed everything. He's hitting the ball like you wouldn't believe. I think at Auction Southern Dunes where we played Homa in 3 rounds there, I think he was like 27 under.
Jesus.
Something crazy.
That golf course is hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
That's a hard golf course.
That's hell of a skill to have to be able to, no matter where you finish in that tournament, you have to be able to go 27 under at that place. You have to think that like the PGA Tour is like his main goal, that he thinks he's actually going to get there now if you can shoot that low.
And I love when you talk to him, he's like, I will be on the PGA Tour.
Right.
He doesn't
How
think.
old is he?
He's like high 20s, I want to say.
Did he play like major college golf?
I don't think major, but he played, I can't remember exactly where he played.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's a great player, playing extremely well, pumped for him that he got through, and then final stage is coming up. So that's our guy, Alistair.
Yeah, that's a lot of birdies.
That's so many birdies. I think it was 3 rounds. I think he was like 27 under.
That's insane.
At that golf course. All
Is
right.
it 88 degrees in here today?
It's getting warm.
It's warm in here.
This is Florida, boys.
Yeah.
Well,
What
Yeah.
happens when they don't put the fucking air conditioning on?
Interesting.
The little
I mean,
room.
there's definitely AC in this building. We're at
There's
a
a
hotel
vent right there.
Oh yeah, there is.
Is it closed?
Maybe we were worried about the sound. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely warm in here. There's no doubt.
It's okay, Alex. You wouldn't be able to figure it out anyway.
From the gallery is brought to you by Truly. Hard silencer.
Fuck you.
Idiot.
Should we get Alex a mic for the pods? Of
course.
Have a mic to respond
Of
to.
course.
I think we actually. I think
He
we
doesn't
should
deserve
do that.
one.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe going forward, if we think about it. If not, he's not gonna have one.
Yeah.
From the gallery.
I'm the one who.
Shush,
yeah.
you don't have a mic on.
Alex is the one who's got. All right, Alex. If you want a mic, get a mic. But if you don't want a mic,
Get a
don't
mic. Just get a mic and have it sit there, and you just fucking.
Do you want to talk right now? I'll give you the mic. Sure.
He's fishing for a mic
You
right
don't
now.
get to talk, bitch.
From the gallery,
You know who presents from the gallery?
Truly Hard Seltzer.
Wow.
Dude, I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about it on this, but they've got commercials out now for the Trulies with real vodka.
Dude, I saw one during Monday Night Football, maybe?
I think so.
I think I did.
Those
Wait a
puppies
minute.
are out. I've been hearing whispers about
Wow.
You seen them in the wild? Are they like out?
That's game
these.
changing.
Saw some in the wild. I think MB texted me, and then I saw a commercial, and my buddies screenshotted the commercial. We're like, now what's going on here? And I believe Truly Hard Seltzer has been working on, and it's not in this ad copy right here, because they got 30 flavors and the whole deal, and it's been phenomenal forever, but I think they're getting into the pure, real vodka game in
Wow.
the seltzers. Mhm.
Wow.
Game changer.
That is such a game changer.
So Truly, thank you for sponsoring From the Gallery. Thank you for sponsoring the Barstool Classic. We'll be at the championship next year. Thank you for creating a clean, crisp, and refreshing hard seltzer with a hint of fruit. All cans have under 110 calories, 1 gram of sugar. They're naturally gluten-free, wild berry, my favorite flavor. I like the blueberry acai. I like the raspberry. They're all really good. So go check them out. Find Truly Hard Seltzer near you at trulyhardseltzer.com. That's trulyhardseltzer.com. Wesley says hoverboard or jetpack.
Jetpack.
Like a proper hoverboard, not the ones that you see on the street.
I'd say...
back like a Back to the Future one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say jetpack as well.
Hoverboard would be cool aesthetically, like just fucking kind of weaving in and out of like foot traffic, but
Jetpack's a showstopper.
it's also just so much more convenient to just get places.
Yeah. So can we steer it? Can we like get to?
It's a
course.
jetpack. We're dealing with, this is like a fully formed jetpack.
Yeah,
A fully
Iron
formed
Man.
hoverboard.
It goes on your back. It's a backpack.
Boom,
with a
you're
jetpack.
gone.
Never find commercial ever.
Right, you're gone. You're
I don't know how you don't say jetpack.
insane.
I was thinking like playing golf with a hoverboard
Or with
Cool.
a jetpack.
would be pretty damn
But
cool.
the problem with the hoverboard
I
is
know
it's
the
just an
jetpack is
too
like
fast.
really golfable.
Yeah.
Well, everybody tees off and then you just fly through the sky.
Of course, that'd be unbelievable.
Hoverboard's a little more golf friendly. Like I don't know if it would be such a like a noise and general impact on the golf experience.
The
I think it's even
hoverboard's just like an extension of what you already have. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's the same thing as a golf cart. It just has no wheels. It just hovers.
It's a gimmick.
Right. It's just another
Right.
form of this thing you're already doing. You're not going any faster. There's no extra convenience. It just looks cooler. So aesthetically, yes, hoverboard's cool, but jetpack is so much more elite.
Jetpack's its own category.
It's life changing.
Life changing. Alex, you got a fucking mic now? Is that what happened?
No, it won't let me.
Oh, you can't put it on. I don't have my contacts. in. I thought you figured
Jetpack
it out.
jetpack or hoverboard.
Probably hoverboard.
What?
You're a hoverboard guy?
Yeah.
Take the mic.
I don't have a real.
Oh, that had to
I
sound
don't have a
good.
real reason. I just think it's sick. That's pretty much all.
All right, give the mic back.
You threw
That was your audition.
that.
You failed.
I said I think it is cool. I mean,
It
a
is.
hoverboard is cool. I'm picturing a guy kind of weaving in and out like he's going down a fucking a mountain on a snowboard, and you're like, wow, that dude's got loose hips. I'm picturing a guy with real loose hips.
I
Wearing
would
baggy
say
clothes on a hoverboard. You know what I'm talking. You know exactly what I'm
of course.
picturing.
I do. Yeah, you're like
Loose
a cool
hips,
skater.
wearing a brown hoodie,
You're like a way cooler skater.
Yep.
boy.
brown hoodie,
Have a hoodie.
orange, and an orange beanie.
Jetpack, you're gonna get flagged. Is the problem?
You got to deal with like the what is it? The FAA. Probably,
You got to deal with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You got a jetpack, dude. Now I'm saying I still think it's jetpack in a landslide in the biggest blowout of all time. But I'm saying you're that's like a classic mo money mo problems. You got a jetpack, dude. People in the neighborhood know who you are. The local authorities know who you are.
There's a guy with a jetpack on Instagram. He
Is this one real or fake too?
He's like he's
guy
just got,
guessing
it's like
geo
one of
regions, too?
one, and he does it on his arms. You've seen this guy.
I
He
have.
flies over the water.
Yeah, that one I don't fully trust. I'm thinking of like 500 years from now when you can go buy a jetpack at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People are
Strap
jetpacking
this
into
thing
each
on.
other.
I think
That's gotta
Walmart's
be a
got
problem.
that
You
kind
got to
of
wear a
staying
helmet.
power.
You got to wear a helmet in case you jetpack into your neighbor.
Up to you. It's like a motorcycle.
It's not up to you everywhere with a motorcycle.
It'll probably be called
Really?
Sky
A lot of,
Mart
most
by then.
states, it's a legal mandate to have a helmet when you're on a motorcycle.
I didn't know that.
I think that makes sense. You got to wear a seatbelt when you're in the car, so makes sense.
Fair point.
Yeah.
That is a
I
good
didn't really
point.
think about that. Fucking amazing point.
Thanks, pal. That's what I'm here for.
Jake from Seattle, favorite Truly lime margarita.
Okay.
Very nice.
Margarita Pack doesn't get enough love.
No.
A lot of people slacking on them, telling us their favorite Trulies. Let me see what
We got to crack the whip.
Yeah, get it together.
If you're gonna write in for From the Gallery, you have to list your favorite Truly flavor.
Also, the email's foreplay@barstoolsports.com. And you have to title it From the Gallery. Submit those right now. I know you're out there listening, folks. We need some of that. It's going to be November 1st next time we publish a podcast.
And think about the question we just answered. We did jetpack versus hoverboard, so it can be that. It doesn't have to be what's your favorite golf course in the world.
It can be that.
It can be
Jetpack versus
Hey man, I got a golf course in Chicago just outside the city if you want to come play.
We get a lot of offers.
That's a lot of them.
But we want to talk about jetpacks and hoverboards.
So Jake from Seattle, not from State Farm, says favorite Truly
There's
lime
so many
margarita.
people that have sent that exact message to us that there's going to be people thinking I called them out personally. I just want you to know I picked a random city and a random message.
Yeah, there's some guys that have sent that
Legit
exact email.
being like, I'm right outside the city
"Fuck,
where you
Frankie
can
hates
just stop by.
There's a template.
For sure, there's a
So
template.
you guys all have the password to that email then? You guys
No, it's just DMs, tweets. I mean, it's just like if you're ever in this town.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, no,
It is.
It's the best.
I get those too. Yeah,
The best is when, and Riggs, you brought this up recently, and this happens all the time. We'll post stuff like in Scotland on next Thursday, whatever, and everyone will message us and be like, "You guys still in fucking Scotland? Like, come by."
We get that all the time.
Like,
those people, I'm not going to be nice. You're a fucking idiot.
Hey, man.
Right. They'll be like, I'm right down the road from Presswick. If you want to come, grab a beer, and then we'll play 18. It's like, I was there 4 months ago.
That video took months.
I get it all the time.
You think we're still there?
What are you guys doing in Scotland? I'm here too.
You know
You
what?
think we filmed that video
And then put it out?
It's out already?
Right.
It is crazy, but it's
Today?
also...
Think about how long it's taking them to make the fucking Netflix show.
Those people, I'm not going to. You're fucking dumb.
The Netflix show is
No,
taking
I don't want
6
to
months.
I don't want to be as mean as you're being to them because
Being
that's like that's also assuming that they're following everything we do.
No, but you just
that
gotta
they
use your brain.
that they know that the videos take really long, and that they know that we filmed this months ago because they listen to the podcast and they follow us on Instagram and they follow us on Twitter. So it's hard. Like people got everything else going on. They're not everybody is as locked in as everybody else.
I agree with that with like Instagram stories and stuff like that you respond to. Totally fine with that. When it's a full feature film, like we put out basically a movie that Alex Bush over there, that moron that works for us, has been editing for months. And those people are like, dude, those people are like, you gotta come have a drink at this bar in Presswick tonight. We're like, dude, what? You think this day has been 400 hours long? What are you talking about?
No, you make a good point. You make a good point.
All right.
It's
So
disgusting.
Jake from Seattle says, what opening theme music gets you the most jacked up / the most chills before a TV show or a movie?
I gotta answer.
He
immediately.
uses obviously Avengers, Game of Thrones, etc. as examples. So like the intro music that gets you the most fired up for a show, a movie, anything.
Entourage.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I don't listen to the whole thing, and I don't watch the whole promo because it gets very boring. But the dun-dun-dun, like that gets me going.
It's probably recency bias, but I do like the drop on Thrones. Like as soon as, because you know what I picture the and it's the static HBO.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's and then like what do
you were doing Stone
whatever
Cold
you
Steve
think of
Austin.
next is probably the answer. And right now it's Thrones. It used to be The Sopranos. That was a great one. Got Yourself a Gun with Tony. But yeah, I guess now it's probably Thrones. And even if House of the Dragon weren't going on, Thrones has got to be in the top 3.
Harry Potter.
That's a good one.
Mine is similar to yours, but mine is Star Wars with the yellow credits or the yellow kind of text that comes on. And I'll never forget being in the movie theater for The Phantom Menace, which is episode 1. And they had Star Wars had come out in whatever the fucking 70s. And then I, as a kid, I was 13 probably when like they
Brought it back.
They brought it back.
Yep.
And I remember my whole upbringing, they were never bringing it back. It was just episode 4, 5, and 6 existed. My parents were into it. My mom has a Death Star tree.
Yep.
A Death Star Christmas
amazing.
tree.
That's right.
I post it every year. It's incredible. So we love Star Wars in our house. And then I remember we were at the theater and Star Wars was just back. And I remember when we were in that theater and they hit that and dun, 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 and and the yellow credits started coming. You're reading. You're like, what? How are we back in this world? No way.
What was the reaction? Because like the movie wasn't that good.
I
Right?
loved it. I was a kid, dude. Jar Jar Binks. People hated him.
Kids love the prequels. The prequels
The third one was good. Revenge or
I'm
the last one. You know,
I want to be honest. I'm not enough of a Star Wars guy to break each one down. But when I watch them, because I did live with Robbie Fox for 4 years, so I took in a lot of Star Wars content.
He's like knows Luke Skywalker.
A lot. I just know a lot about it. And I thought those movies were pretty good. Some of the Senate hearings were a little too long, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and some of the love stuff in episode 2 with Anakin and
he's too young for her. He's like a child.
Well, no, but in episode 2, they're very because it's what's his name from Jumpman or the Jumper.
Hayden Christensen.
That's it.
He's him then, and in episode 2, and it's him and Natalie Portman, Harvard girl, and they're like they get deep into the romance stuff, and you're like, all right, I'm here for fucking lightsabers. You know.
I thought the last one was good. The third one where they had the battle and the fiery lava, and that was a good finish.
The answer is really anything that John Williams came out with.
Like?
The composer.
What else?
You're a bit of a composer. Frankie's composed
Star
a bunch
Wars, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter.
Jurassic Park is a great one.
I didn't know it was the same guy.
Park is amazing.
Bro,
my brother
John
walked down the
Williams.
aisle to the
I didn't know the
Jurassic.
same guy. That's amazing.
My brother walked down the aisle to the Jurassic Park theme song.
That's cool.
That was a cool movie.
Was it a dinosaur theme at all? Or
No. It was like a totally fancy black tie wedding, and it was just the Jurassic Park theme song.
What has Hans Zimmer done?
Hans Zimmer has done
Inception.
he did Inception,
Dark Knight and stuff.
A lot of people think that Hans Zimmer's like equal or better to John Williams, and I think those people are the most wrong people on the planet. Hans Zimmer has a really amazing collection of movies, but no one stacks up to the GOAT that is John Williams. Not one person can even come close. It's Harry Potter, it's Star Wars, it's Schindler's List, it's
the variety.
I don't know why I pulled up his fucking Spotify, because now I'm getting the names of the actual songs as opposed to just looking up on Wikipedia.
The big ones are Jurassic Park, Harry Potter,
E.T. I'm pretty sure it's it's nonstop. All the classics. Home Alone is John Williams. It's just an amazing fucking soundtrack.
The list that you gave is a list that's so good that there is no it's not even a competition.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Jones.
Wow. Jaws. Ever heard of it?
Oh my God.
Harry Potter, like I said.
He really is in a class of his own.
He's in a class of his own, man. E.T., Superman.
I believe John Williams is still around.
Is he still alive?
Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah, I think he's still around because I think people go to John Williams. I think he still has concerts and the orchestra will play. Unless that was back in the 90s. I've watched...
90.
Yeah, he may not do that anymore.
Jaws will always be a little bit
did, which is a great movie. Catch Me If You Can.
Because of Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute when they're in the car and they're going to take out the other business.
Catch Me If You Can, the
Leo movie.
That was good.
Coming out with Indiana Jones, Jaws, Harry Potter, E.T., Star Wars.
E.T.'s on there? I didn't hear that.
The most iconic noises in movies.
E.T.
When you hear the noise, you're like, oh shit, it's that dramatic, amazing movie series.
I do think Harry Potter might be the best in terms of the way it makes you feel.
How does somebody come up with that? That's amazing.
Thank you.
He's a good whistler.
Can you do the Jurassic Park one?
You have to remind me. Oh yeah, it's
That's so dramatic.
My man can whistle.
He's an all-world whistler.
My man can fucking whistle.
I bet he's top 1% of whistlers on the earth.
You are a great whistler.
He's not even showing off yet. Wait till he gets a little.
Vibrato? Nice vibrato.
He's good.
That's damn impressive.
Really
yeah.
good. Mm-hmm.
But that noise just gave us all the chills, by the way.
We all got quiet there for a
sick
minute. We just wanted to listen.
Yeah.
How about we couldn't come up with a World Series champion? He could just
Every note.
do every note.
Yeah. What do you got for that, Jeff Thulo? You got a whistle competition?
Dude, we did a whistle competition at Barstool. I won it.
Yeah, hell yeah,
and then
you
we
did.
they didn't put it out.
There was in HQ2, the one before the one that we're at now.
Wait, that was in New York.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That one on the second floor. Content was third floor there. It was flipped the way that it
They
is
made
now.
the content walk up to the third floor.
There was an elevator.
Past
We never went up there.
But they're on the second floor. You take a right as soon as you get off the elevator. That first door on the right is a great whistle room. We'd go down there. Roan would go down there.
Roan and I discovered this because we just had purchased this floor, and we would go there, and we just realized, I think me and him just sat in there one day, or maybe he kind of dragged me in, and he's like, dude, he knew I whistled. And he was like, "This place,
you whistled, bro?
through the
echoes."
Came across his desk that you were whistling.
I remember one time we pulled up chairs and Rowan and I sat in this empty conference room and I just whistled for him, and it was insane. The echoes and the reverb. It was a concert of whistling. It was insane.
Unreal.
The other day,
Did he chime in? Did he
he was just,
whistling?
he loved it.
Harmonized.
So you guys are whistling together in the
Yeah,
room?
wait. Let me read you these text messages I
Just
got from
trying
Rowan
to-
the other night during the Yankee game. I guess we were live for 5 hours watching the Yankees get smoked by the fucking Astros.
What a scene.
And he texted me. He goes, "Keep going, King." I guess I was just whistling, like during in between an inning,
Right.
And then, oh no, I've gotten a new phone since then. And that day I didn't back up my phone. I got the phone the next day. I don't have his text messages. But basically he was just like rattling off all these songs I should sing. And he's like, just hit me with a vibrato, go over the key of C. Like I need something, like give the people something. If you hit this note, he was gassing me up. And then I was just sitting there on the stream, just whistling. It was hilarious. He's like, keep going, keep going.
I'm probably going to ask you to whistle like at certain points.
Yeah. If we find the right room, I'll whistle for anyone. I mean, this isn't the best echo room. It's very, very tight. Sometimes a hotel bathroom will be the best one. For some reason, when the water's on in a shower, it echoes more. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, you see that viral video of the guy doing the Halo song? He was actually a Northwestern football player.
The way he does that shit is insane.
It was really good. With the water on it.
Yeah.
Was like
Bro, I'm
perfect.
telling you, the water running is something. I don't know if there's
video games right there.
I don't know. If John Williams came up with that, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Jump out that window.
Look up who composed the fucking Halo song. If it's John Williams, I'm gonna jump out the window.
You're gonna Mike Birbiglia.
It's as simple as that. There's something about the water running in a shower where it makes it more echoey. I don't know if that's just in my head or. No, he didn't. Yo, fuck you, Alex.
Are you fucking kidding me, Alex Bush?
Hell yeah, Bush.
That guy deserves a mic.
That's the producer's revenge.
Martin O'Donnell. All right.
I think I've heard that name. Maybe it just pops on in Halo. Scored by.
So good.
I don't know. Really good one. You got to live somewhere, right?
That is true.
Facts.
Totally.
Yeah.
We all agree with that.
You got a body. You got to put it somewhere.
You got to live somewhere. You got to have your stuff somewhere. It's got to be under shelter. It's got to be under lock and key, I would say.
Temperature controlled.
You got to be able to control your temperature. You don't want to get stuck somewhere like Florida. But if you did live in Florida, you wouldn't want to be renting. You'd probably want to own it.
For sure.
Unless you are more interested in paying someone else's mortgage. Probably not. It's a good time to buy when you are ready to buy. CCM listens, understands, and communicates throughout the entire loan process. We love CrossCountry Mortgage. They're our favorite mortgage company.
Frankie loves them.
It's hard to even think of a second one.
I can't.
I can't even.
I don't want to.
I can't even come close to thinking of
They're the
another
John
mortgage
Williams of
company that I have
mortgage companies.
affection for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got another one in my head, but I don't like them.
It's just like growing up, you don't really think about loving a mortgage company. You're not like kind of thinking that that's something you're going to fall into in life. And I kind of just did. I fell into it.
I love CrossCountry Mortgage.
I'm obsessed with them.
Innovative technology.
I give them money. That's how obsessed I am with them. Legitimately, I am a customer.
You allowed them to own some of your
They
debt.
own my house.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Until
I
you
mean, I
pay
don't
it
know
off.
about the disclosures. I don't know if there's any like fine print in those ad reads. I think that's how it actually
You
works.
found the home that you love, that you want to own someday.
Correct.
You asked them to pay for it
Until I could
so
pay
that
them
you
back.
could live in it for now.
Right.
And you're
It's
going to
their
work
home
on
now,
paying
right?
them back.
It's their home right now.
Yeah, until
You love
you
them
pay it
so
off.
much.
Until you pay it off, it's
Slowly
theirs.
becoming your home.
Exactly. Yeah.
Faster closing times than the competition, stable monthly payments, and low to no down payments. Access your equity to use for larger expenses like debt consolidation, home renovations, swag. Okay, we get a little bit of swag. You can get a free Barstool CrossCountry Mortgage sweatshirt when you sign up to refi or get pre-approval while supplies last. See if you qualify today. Visit ccm.com/Barstool now. CrossCountry Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. And once again, see if you qualify today. Visit ccm.com/Barstool right now. You tell me there's a new Halo situation that I got to get on. My Xbox, when this podcast comes out, I will have returned to Arizona, and I think I'm going to have my new Xbox fired up, dialed in, as we would say in the golf world.
We're going to be streaming. We're going to be doing all of it. But yeah,
Modern Warfare 2's out.
And this
PGA
new COD
Tour.
comes out tonight for the people that are listening.
Thursday at midnight. Yeah.
Thursday at midnight.
I've toned down dialed in, by the way, after you asked.
When you
I feel like it was being overused by
Yeah.
everyone. Not
No,
by you.
I was saying dialed in a lot. I think we got it from Sawhiff.
when you say Thursday at midnight,
I mean Thursday night.
do you mean Friday?
I do, but I don't.
You told me.
That's something that needs to be figured out
That
too.
always confused me because Thursday at midnight implies that it's Wednesday 11:59 p.m.
No, I would say Thursday at midnight. To me means Thursday night. Or if you just flip the words a little bit, you just say Thursday night at midnight.
See, no. That to me means it's like I have to wait all Thursday night, and then at midnight it's going to come
That's
out.
what I'm saying.
That's what we're
Thursday
saying.
night at
I would
midnight.
say Wednesday night, midnight for this release.
No, but this is Thursday night.
Oh my god.
So what day are you saying?
The game comes out Friday,
Oh,
but it's
wow.
the morning of.
I actually am more confused than I was. I knew when the game came out before we started talking about this. Now I don't know
anymore.
Friday morning. Does that help?
Okay, so if you said Thursday midnight, what would you think?
I would.
Well, this
say-
is the root of my bringing it up because technically you're saying that 1
I'm
minute
gonna raise my
before
hand.
that it was 11:59 p.m. Wednesday.
correct. No. Oh.
You guys are.
If you're telling me something's midnight, I'm always thinking it's the day before. Hey, what time are we grabbing drinks? We're going Wednesday midnight. It's a late night.
What a weird time to grab drinks.
You know,
You got-
Who you
what do
meeting for drinks?
we're
bro?
sitting around.
Miami? What
We're
you
sitting
need?
around from 9 to 11, and we're just gonna
You have a
wait until
fiance
12.
and a
We're gonna go.
home
We're gonna
job?
go. Yeah, we're gonna go
Can't
at
be going
midnight.
out. I'll be in bed at that time. I would say if somebody. So this.
When's your flight? Oh, it's a red eye. It's Wednesday midnight. What are you thinking?
Well, red eye. You already know it's night.
Yeah, but Wednesday at midnight, in theory, is Tuesday night.
Right.
1 minute after the Tuesday night ends.
You're taking an Uber Tuesday
Correct.
at 9 p.m.
Your Uber's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with it. If somebody should say, so this game, to confirm, comes out Friday.
Thanks.
The date is Friday, October 28th.
Say the 25th. Wow. October's
I'm
moving.
getting really hot in
I think
here.
something happened October 28th. Something historical.
What?
A lot of things.
Certainly something.
True, but I'm saying something
that stands out.
of note that should be flagged.
October
maybe.
28th.
Anyways, Friday at midnight. If somebody just said, when does that come out? Friday at midnight, I would think I need to stay up Friday night.
Correct.
Yeah, and I want to be clear that I think that I would think that too, but it's technically incorrect.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm not a technical person.
I just think
field
that
guy.
I just think that's a gray area in society where something I'm sure in the past has gotten fucked up because of that.
Someone missed a flight or
Right.
bought
So
it.
It's a lot that happened on October 28th.
Elvis Presley got a polio vaccine.
I've got 5 things that happened
That's
of
huge.
major news events on
That's not
October
what I was thinking
28th.
of. That's not big enough.
Statue of Liberty.
1826, the Statue of Liberty on October 28th.
I don't know that I would have.
1919, the National Prohibition Act. So prohibition started.
That actually might
1962.
Really?
that might be
Terrible day.
No,
That was a
there's
horrible
more.
day in history.
1962, Cuban Missile Crisis ends.
Harvard was founded. That's it.
No. Are you kidding me?
1636. October 28th.
So these are just important things
Are
to
you
me.
are you fucking with me?
1636.
1929, the Wall Street
That's
crashes.
unbelievable.
Black Monday for
Try it.
the Great Depression.
Black Monday?
Yeah.
That's what it actually is. Dude,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit on
Stock
October
market crash?
28th.
Dude, that's just a random date.
No, but I'm telling you, when I heard that date, I was like, dude, October 28th is not to
Black
be fucked
Monday.
with. We're talking
So
about
they-
prohibition, Black Monday, and Harvard.
1922,
Harvard's decent.
Mussolini takes power.
Bad.
There's just a lot that happened on October 28th.
Yeah, this is the real time of year. This is when shit gets real.
So I'm saying next year when we come back to this and somebody's like, oh, it's going to be October 28th, it's going to perk your brain up a little bit. You'll be like, something's up with
Black
October
Monday.
28th. What's up?
Harvard starting.
Modern
and
Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
So they outlawed booze and the stock market crashed. That's the same day, 10 years apart.
Yep.
Wow.
That's tough.
And the Cuban Missile Crisis ended.
Dude, they dedicated the Statue of Liberty in 1886. You said that. Mm-hmm. Big day.
It is a big day.
Big day. My mom and sister's birthdays are coming up next week.
Very nice. Happy birthday.
Yep. We got November 2nd and November 5th is
Very
when their
nice.
birthdays are.
Very nice.
You
You guys got any plans to be anything for Halloween this year?
I gotta figure that out when I get back. I'm a last second.
I got a little party
Maybe I'll
to
be
go
Statue
to.
of Liberty, October 28th.
There you go. I'm being
Be a little weird. I gotta be a lady,
I'm
maybe.
being Fred from Scooby Doo.
Okay.
I got the whole outfit, the little orange ascot thing, whatever you call it.
You have
The
to be a
ascot.
huge costume guy. You love.
I love it,
Yeah.
and we got a whole group. We're all being Scooby-Doo characters.
You got a party to go to, or what's
Yeah.
Nice.
We got them all. There's got like 6 people dressing up like Scooby-Doo people.
So you got like a great Halloween on deck.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not. This is gonna sound like I'm the guy who's like.
Trent was invited to this, by the way.
Oh, I was.
Are you gonna come?
No.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It was our friend's house, and he was invited because he was over one weekend, and I knew he was going to say, they were like cornering him. Trent, we're having this thing on this Saturday before Halloween. You got to come. You got to dress up. He's like, okay. He's being so nice. All right, yeah, I'll be there. Everyone else in the room was like, he ain't fucking coming. He ain't fucking
This is
coming.
gonna sound like I'm the guy who's like, I don't wear costumes and nobody should wear costumes. I am half of that. I don't wear costumes. I don't care that people wear costumes, but I haven't dressed up for Halloween in, I'm 33 now, probably 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even in your like early 20s, you didn't?
No.
You didn't go to a bar and everyone just
I
like
did
dressed?
that. I was Mason Ramsey like 3 years ago. I think that was my last one. That was a good one though.
That is a good one.
I was wearing the hat and everything. I had
Did
a
you
friend,
yodel?
Tried and had
the
a big
spin
belt
around
buckle.
thing?
Yeah, oh yeah, with the boots. It was great.
No, and again, I'm not a guy who's like, it's just not something that I'm that into. I was certainly into it when I was a kid. I loved trick-or-treating. I loved being a Ninja Turtle and a Power Ranger and all those things.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Evil.
I just, yeah.
You'd be a funny person on Halloween because I think everyone, like, people would just like to see you in a costume. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It'd be a big day for you, I think, if you got into it.
It'd be cool
funny.
if you became a huge Halloween costume guy.
I think each year people would like, they wouldn't be able to wait to see what costume you picked.
You'd come up with good ones. You're good
You
at
really,
that shit.
I think it's because you wear a costume every day. You wear a black shirt
Every day's Halloween for me.
khaki pants. So to see you dressed up as like fucking, I don't even know,
just
Captain Hook, it would be like hilarious. You walk into a party and like Captain Hook.
You could just switch
I'd
out
go
some orange
crazy.
pants for the khakis. Just
I would
put
go
orange pants
crazy.
on your Halloween.
I think you should try it out. I think you'd have fun.
I'm not going to, but I think the Scooby-Doo thing's great. I think that's, I think you're going to be a great Fred.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Halloween.
Yeah, I got some friends coming in town this week. I'm excited.
Very nice.
California.
Maybe I'm going to save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ruin it.
Yeah.
So a lot of, I think Amazon took away all the costumes for Jeffrey Dahmer.
It's good.
It's going to be a lot of people are going to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
There was just like a bunch of ways of like becoming him. They would sell like the glasses, mustache,
wig.
and wig like combo, and they just had to put an end to it. It was like the most bought thing on Amazon this week.
People are going to find a way to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
Easily.
They got glasses and a wig. Thanks, Amazon, for standing up for that one, but I think people are going to find a way.
That's gonna be a problem.
Standing up for it, but like they were offering it.
Right.
You know? They were like, hey, dress like that serial killer.
Right. They took the money and then they took it down.
I bought a game off
I don't know how much
Amazon the
control
other day
they
because I
have.
saw it on an Instagram ad. There's just these two people having a lot of fun at their dinner table playing a game. It's just a wood board with a piece in the middle and a little slit that's just big enough to fit a black circular disc. And you have a like rubber band on your side and they have a rubber band on theirs, and you just have to shoot the disc onto their side, and the first person to get all the discs on the other person's side wins. And it's the most addicting game of all time.
Wow.
But I bought it on Amazon. It came within one day. It was just there.
Dude, I ordered a capture card because we're doing this PGA Tour
Came the next
2K23. No, it came the same day.
They were the same
I was
day.
texting Alex Bush about
Holy
it.
shit.
I was like, I got to order this capture card because I know we want to stream soon. I don't know when I'm going to get this capture card. And I went on Amazon and they said it'll be there in 4 hours.
Wow.
And it was.
Wow.
Well, that's the point we're getting to. People
How long have we been doing this podcast, Alex
A long
Bush?
time.
An hour 30.
I want to be.
I'm
There's
so
a game
hot.
I want to
I'm
get
sweating.
into called Bingo. You know Bingo? You guys would love this game. I saw it at a brewery one time, and
Tell
I'm
me
going to
about
buy
Bingo.
it. It's like $100 to buy this board online, but you have to get it. It's basically a little board that you just put on a table and you play 1v1, and it's got, I believe, 5 pegs or maybe 3, but I think let's say 5 pegs on your side and 5 pegs on the opposing side, and you just kick a little football, just a little mini football. You just kick it once, and you have to try and bounce it off the board and get it in the net, and you have to go around the defense. And it's, dude, they have tournaments, Bingo tournaments, BIN with a little accent on it, HO. It is fucking electric. It's like a little grass, and guys get so good at finding the angles. It's like pool. It's like billiards.
Bingo, the game I played against Jake Owen on his bus.
Yup. That's
I
it.
remember that. I beat
That
him.
is. How much fun was that game?
It was awesome.
I'm ordering
Now, we
one
were
tonight on my
shit-faced.
iPad. I'm ordering one tonight, and I'm going to customize with the Borelli's logo on it.
Phenomenal game. Jake Owen had it on his tour bus where we went down there to Vero Beach.
100%.
That's the game. I was like, where the fuck do I don't remember all the details because it was a while ago. And
It's just like you one shot versus one shot, and you kind of move yourself around the soccer pitch thing.
Great game.
Speaking of soccer pitch, I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham. I think I talked about that the other day. Ryan Reynolds.
So I'm getting COD, PGA Tour 2K23,
Yep.
Halo.
Yep.
Bino I'm not going to get.
What about the table game he was talking about? You going to get that?
No, I'm talking about video games.
Yeah.
What video games do I need for my new Xbox?
I think those three are the...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good starting
You got to play a
What's
lot of PGA Tour 2K23 because it's very hard, and you got to get good.
I know. I can't suck.
Yeah.
It's like real golf. It really sucks. It's like not that fun. It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
We got to get out of here.
What's the FIFA situation right now? Is there a
FIFA's an
latest
incredible
FIFA
game.
Yeah,
FIFA's
there's
an
a new
incredible
one.
game.
What's the latest
It
FIFA
comes
game?
out every like September or October. It's called 23.
All right.
It's really good. It's just guys get too good at FIFA for me.
One of my buddies was too good at FIFA. He was so good with the through ball, and it
Oh, Y action.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
You lead it.
Almost ruined a whole bunch of friendships.
That was usually my best game was FIFA. I was usually pretty good, but it's been
Frustrating.
a while. It's wild.
You go side to side view, obviously.
Yeah.
Just the normal view.
yeah. What was the
I
other?
think
you
some
want to go
people
behind
go
the ball.
vertical, like straight up
Wow.
the pitch.
Well, those people should be locked up.
Yeah. I think if you're playing like online, you can switch to that, and it's like you see the field better.
It's like the all 22 view.
Yeah, it's like real
Exactly.
soccer's like.
Like when I play NBA, like 2K, I like to see the TV view because to me it's the most simulated, like real experience. I feel like I'm watching on TV, but I get to control the characters.
Yep.
But if you're actually trying to win a game of NBA online, you play like the up the court way because you can see guys get open. You can see how you can crash to the net. On the side view, you don't know if you're like getting around the defender and stuff.
Yeah.
You actually can't see it. It's amazing. It feels like a cheat code when you finally switch the view because you're like, oh shit, now I can just get around this defender and just run to the net and just for a layup. But on the side, you're like, I didn't know I had that much room.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
actually a really good point.
Yeah.
I would never switch.
No.
But you're making a lot of good points.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
I'm
Sounds like a lot
I'm
of
stubborn. I've been playing video games that way my whole life.
It looks better the other way.
Right,
the
because
hell out of
imagine playing Madden from the TV view.
It would look awesome, and that would get me off. Like feeling like
play, though.
it'd be
Right.
impossible to play, but I'd get off on the fact that I feel like I'm moving the actual real players. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm a sick fuck. I sometimes when I was younger would turn the NHL game into the TV view. And I would play
I
sideways.
was just thinking that in my head. You can't play Chelsea.
It's impossible. But there was a
You don't have any
broadcast-
idea where anybody actually
There was a
is?
broadcast setting, and you just fucking. I sometimes would put it on Sim and just watch the Islanders play on the video game.
Yeah, all right. We got to get out.
Oh, well, we gotta get out of here.
That's
Like it's 8:00 and it's 100 degrees in here. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Everybody have a fantastic October 28th. Big day. Big day.
You go out there and make it a special one.
Yep.
Yeah, add to the list.
Special. Make it special.
Don't
Not in the dark
don't
way.
do anything too crazy.
Don't crash the stock market.
We
but
crashed
just
the
add to the
whole
list.
stock
just-
market and just weren't allowed to drink alcohol in the whole country.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame.
Interesting.
But have a great day. Colorado Avalanche are out today at noon. And then we're going to be playing video games. We're going to have ourselves a great weekend. Have a safe Halloween weekend. If you're out there on Saturday, hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit hard.
Hit hard.